for the Heritage Generals visiting here tonight. We'll start with number 57. That is Trey Weldon. Number 7, that's Bryce Trevelyan. Number 3, Paxton McCrary. And then number 10, their quarterback, Caden Swope. So there's your captains for tonight. They are meeting at midfield. We're going to have the coin toss and all that good stuff. We're going to have kickoff in just a couple of minutes.
It is right around the corner, Matt. What a nice night for football here at Chris Hunter Stadium.
Let's take one more break. We've got 2 minutes until kickoff, so we'll take a 2-minute break here on WLAQ. We'll be back in moments for Toe Meets Leather at Darlington School. We'll be back.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
Athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
this is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
Inflatable Tiger with the smoke and led by Gatlin Hancock, one of the offensive linemen who was carrying the American flag and got the fans really fired up and ready to roll.
And Matt, I can't tell, what the most disappointing loss of the season for Darlington was. Was it that week 1 loss or was it the mullet leaving Mr. Hancock?
Yes, he had to cut the mullet, and I got a text message from his dad, Scotty, the other day with a picture of him in the chair having it done, and let me tell you, Gatlin did not look happy about that change in hairstyles.
The mullet can't be bigger than the team, and it was a pretty righteous mullet, as you coined that phrase.
It really was,
yeah.
and I sent him a picture of me in my mullet wig that I purchased last year around Christmas time and told him he could borrow it any time, and that offer still stands.
That's generous of you, Matt.
It's go time here at Chris Hunter Stadium. The Darlington Tigers will receive the kickoff. As Heritage won the toss, they deferred to the second half. So it is teed up by Anderson Britton. We got one back in the middle deep here for the Tigers. That's going to be Thompson, and it's heading his way, and that is going to be in the end zone for a touchback. And that's one of the things I don't think we mentioned in our pregame, but Anderson Britton in the game against Kings Academy the first week of the season, all 7 of his kickoffs were in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, and I tell you, we were watching him warm up, and he was clearing the goalposts. He was putting it between them and clearing them by 10 yards from 55 yards out. So this kid's got a tremendous leg, and that will be an asset for this Heritage team tonight.
He's going to make you go 80 yards every time. That's what he's done this season so far. So the Tigers are going to line up. Jack Payne is your starting quarterback, although out there on the sidelines right now is Patrick Shelley. So we're going to see him in the game more than likely at some point. And we'll see what that looks like. Shotgun formation, 4 wide set, working right to left. They're going to throw a pass to Bowden. Owens connects in the flat, and he's going to be able to pick up a few yards there on first down.
It looked like he got 2 or 3, Matt, there. Just getting Jack Payne into a rhythm. I like the way that they call the plays early in the game to get their quarterback comfortable.
So they'll line up again in a shotgun, this time with 2 wide on each side. Here's the snap to Payne. He's going to hand it off. They're going to run it to the near side. That is going to be Caleb Thompson, who's back in the lineup tonight, and he picked up about 5 yards, so that was a good play.
And depending on the spot, we may have ourselves our first, and we do.
Parker and Lundy, first down.
All right, nice start for the Tigers.
So the Tigers are going to line up now with a fresh set of downs, as you just mentioned, and they're going to line up in a pistol set this time. 2 wide on the far side, 1 on the near, working from right to left. They're going to hand it off and try to go right up the gut with it this time, and he's going to be stopped cold. So if he got anything, it might have been a half a yard, but I'm saying probably no gain.
Yeah, it looks like they're back to the original line of scrimmage, setting up a 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line.
So now Caleb Thompson is going to flank Jack Payne to his right, 2nd down and 10. Here's the snap. Payne's rolling out to his right. He's got company in the backfield. He is going to take a sack, and that was Paxton McCrary with the pursuit, and that was great defense.
Yeah, and that time it was just the right blitz at the right time. They were by design. Payne was rolling out to his right, and that's where the pressure came from, so he rolled right into that blitz package, and it was a big loss there of 10 yards for the Tigers, setting up 3rd and 20.
And this will be from the 20-yard line. Darlington on their side of the field, just underway at Chris Hunter Stadium. We played about 1 minute and 10 seconds of our first quarter. Here's the snap to Payne, drops back, and he's got company in the backfield again. He's going to roll out to his right, and a nice pass connects with an open receiver who's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line, and I'm trying to catch his number. I think you're right. That was Will Bagby with a nice grab.
Great job there by Jack Payne. The pressure came again. He had great feet back there in the pocket, got outside of the containment and was able to find his receiver downfield, and then Bagby broke a tackle to pick up the first down.
For a Parker and Lundy first down. There's the snap. Going to hand it off to Caleb Thompson on the right side. He's got a big hole. Stays up. He gets all the way down to the 35, inside the 35 before they bring him down. The Tigers are going to have another Parker and Lundy first down, and this time they're going to be on Heritage's side of the football field.
They are. So the Darlington Tigers are clicking early here at the 35. Let's see if they can take advantage.
So they've picked up 3 first downs already. They're going hurry up, and a man's going to jump. So is that encroachment on the defense?
Absolutely. That was a defensive encroachment, so that'll be 5 yards closer to the end zone for the Tigers. Or wait, they must not have had okay, yeah, they march it off. So that's a 5-yard penalty against Heritage.
Jack Payne comes off to the sidelines, talking things over with, Brent Bell, the offensive coordinator, is going to go back to the line of scrimmage. Now the Tigers have 1st and 5 with the ball on the 29-yard line in General's territory. This will be a pistol formation. They're going to hand it off to Caleb Thompson, bounces around the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be down at about the 25-yard line.
Just shy of the first down there, and Thompson's off to a hot start tonight. Man, you want to take advantage of this because the Tigers are in striking distance.
So the Tigers with it now on the General's 25-yard line with 2nd down and short here. They're going to line up in a pistol formation. In the backfield's Caleb Thompson. There's the snap. Jack Payne's going to hand it off. Big hole opens up. He dives inside the 10 and slides to about the 8-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, but the Tigers are in business.
They sure are, Matt. That was just a straight dive play, and Thompson had plenty of room to rumble. And he picks up another Parker and Lundy first down.
Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Payne pulls it down, hands it off to Caleb Thompson, who dives to about the 3-yard line. So another pickup there for the Tigers, and they will get lined up and see if they can come out with some points here. It's going to set up 2nd down and goal here with the ball at the 4-yard line for the Tigers. And one of the players to watch here is certainly going to be Alan Cordero, who's out for this set. And he is certainly a guy that can get you some really hard yards right there around the goal line.
Yeah, one of those backs that looks for contact.
Oh.
You got to love it, man. He's looking to hit somebody when he gets the ball in his hands.
He certainly is. He's going to line up at that sniffer position. Staying in the backfield here with Jack Payne is going to be Thompson. They're going to hand it off to Thompson. He dives towards the goal line, but he's going to be stopped short. Ball came out. Heritage is saying that they've got it. What do you see?
I'll tell you what I see. I see his forward motion was stopped. They're going to give Heritage the ball here, but that is the disadvantage of not being able to review the play. Well, I don't know. That was close. That was close. I will retract that statement. I think they got the ball stripped just about the time his forward progress was contained. So a really bad turnover there as Darlington was just chewing them up and spitting them out. So to turn it over there right at the goal line, that is a tough break for the Tigers.
Of course, I guess if there's a silver lining in this situation, they've got the ball on the 3-yard line, so they got their backs up against the wall when this drive begins. So Darlington just has to stand tall on the other side of the ball, as we talked about in the pregame. Next play.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all you can do. Shake it off, get out there, and play the next one.
So they're going to start again at their own 3, as we just mentioned, and Heritage with the football. Their quarterback is Swope, and he's going to line up and somebody jump.
Yeah, I think that it'll be interesting to see what they call here. It was a hard count, but I do believe the left tackle moved.
So 8:35 left here, opening quarter. We are scoreless. Darlington had the ball to start the game, got it all the way down to the 3-yard line. Unfortunately, coughed the ball up and turned it over to Heritage. But Heritage, again, they're going to be backed up, as we mentioned, close to their own goal line.
And that was a half the distance, the goal penalty there on Heritage.
So they're going to line up under center here for this play. Swope set to take the snap here for the Generals. He's got it. They're going to try to dive forward, see if they can get a little room to work with here, and he bounces out to the left, sneaks out somehow out of all the traffic and gets outside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how he managed to do that. That's a heck of a play by Mr. Swope, because that play looked like it was stopped dead, and I believe they are going to move the ball back. Okay, they are, Matt. So he was actually, he was down well short of where that play finished.
So that's going to bring up, should be 3rd down, right?
Yeah, it should be. 3rd and
No,
8.
wait, that was after the penalty. So it's 2nd down and 8 here with the ball on the 5-yard line. And this time, Swope is going to have him in a shotgun and takes the snap out of his own end zone, hands it off, a big pile, a mass of humanity there, and it looks like he got a little bit of room. I couldn't tell who the ball carrier was on that play.
I think it was number 3, Paxton McCrary, that got the rock that time, and he was able to get it out to around the 7-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 5.
So 7:25 remains first quarter. We're just chewing up the time here in this first quarter, keeping the football on the ground. And now we get ready for the Generals to come back to the line of scrimmage here with 3rd and 5 with the ball on their own 8-yard line. Quarterback Swope is going to have him in a shotgun formation in the backfield with him, the Swearingen. And here comes the snap to Swope. He is going to roll out to his left side, puts it in the air, connects with the wide receiver, and that is Tyler Cheatwood, and they're going to have a 1st down. That was a big play.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice play there by Swope. He rolled out to his left and fired. Just a little comeback route there, and a big 1st down for Heritage.
So that's going to roll them out to the 18-yard line, still on their own side of the field, but they're out of jail now, and they're going to get lined up here with 1st and 10. The Generals tonight are in their white uniforms with red letters and numbers. They've got some blue trim in there involved as well. And here comes the snap to Swope. He's going to take it and hand it off and try to get around the tackles here on the right side is going to be Paxton McCrary. He finds some room to run and picks up about 5 yards.
Yeah, and you'll take that on 1st down all night long. So far, it's been a heavy dose of McCrary, and Heritage has something going here in their first drive, which started, in the shadow of their own goal line.
It really did. So 2nd down and 4 here for the Generals. Score 0-0, no score. 6:25 remaining first quarter. Tigers hosting the Generals tonight in their 2nd home game in a row. The snap from the shotgun and a handoff is going to go to McCrary again, spins around at the end of the play, and he is going to pick up a few yards, but I don't think enough to get the 1st down.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1 right at the 29-yard line. I tell you what, Swope's a big kid. He's the kind of quarterback that I feel like could pick up some yards between the tackles too, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that young man keep it.
The chains.
Yeah,
after all they did.
Oh, they did. Okay,
yeah,
so
they
1st
sure
down.
did. Initially they didn't, but Now we're going to have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 on the far side. Shotgun formation for Swope. In the backfield is McCrary with him. There's the snap. They're going to fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to run off to the other side. That's the far side, and pick up about 6 yards. And that's one of the things we did talk about in the pregame is this is a guy who can throw a little bit, but he can also beat you with his legs. He's a good runner.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, this is a little bit different than what they saw from Heard County last week, because you've got this read option element in this offense. And McCreary's been able to pick up yards, so at that time, Swope elected to keep the ball, and he had plenty of room out there to the left. As Heritage averaged about 5 yards, 5-6 yards a carry on this drive.
So that brings up 2nd and 3 with the ball now on the 35-yard. Generals with it on their side of the field. Swope has got him in a shotgun formation with 3 wide to the near side and 1 in the far side. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off this time, and there is a decent hole there for Paxton McCrary to squeak through, and he picks up the first down and about 4 yards after that.
And they really are spreading this Darlington defense out. 3 wide receivers on one side, another to the other, and able to run the ball between the tackles because of that. That's a different look. I don't know if they saw that with St. Francis or Whitfield.
So the Generals come back to the line of scrimmage now with a fresh set of downs at the 45-yard line, still on their side of the field, but threatening to move it into Darlington territory. 2 wide here on the near side, a couple on the far side. Swope has got a man in the backfield with him, and he gets ready to take the snap, and we have a whistle. So it looks like we may have a timeout called, and so that's what we're going to do as well. We are scoreless here at Chris Hunter Stadium. 4:23 remains in the opening quarter. The Generals with the football, and we will be back after a 1-minute timeout.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
Achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
We're scoreless as we resume play out of the timeout. Generals with the football, and Darlington, of course, on defense right now trying to defend them. Generals at the 45-yard line on their own side of the field with a fresh set of downs, and so they'll begin this series in a shotgun formation, 4 wide set, 2 on each side. As Swope gets ready to take the snap, he's going to hand it off. They'll run it up the middle, and they're able to grab him and wrap him up and bring him down after a pickup of 2 or 3 yards.
And since they made their way out from the 2-yard line, they've been picking up 4 to 6 yards on first down, so that's a nice stop there for Darlington to keep them behind schedule here on this set of downs.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 here for the Generals as they get ready to come back to the line of scrimmage. We want to invite you to stay tuned after tonight's action for the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game, and also the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show on WLAQ. Listen on the radio. Shotgun formation, a couple of wide receivers here on the near side. Everybody else is in tight. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off and try to run around the right side of the line of scrimmage. And they found a pretty good bit of room there for Paxton McCrary to run around and pick up another first down as he gets down to the 42-yard line on the Tiger side of the field.
And I tell you, they really have found something over there on that right side. They're running behind their big right tackle, allowing McCrary to bounce the ball to the outside. And both teams have had a lot of room in the running game so far in this ball game.
1st and 10 for the Generals. Now they've got it on the 43-yard line on the Tigers side of the field. And again, we're almost to the 3-minute mark and we're scoreless. Shotgun formation, 2 wide on the far side of the field. There's a snap. Swope is going to hand it off. I think we went back to McCrary this time, and there is no room for him to run. The Darlington's defense really bears down on him that time and brings him down for perhaps a loss.
Yeah, Bryant Powell with the tackle there.
He got a yard or 2.
That's the second consecutive series of downs that Darlington has been able to contain them on first down. Let's see if this time they can possibly force them into a 3rd and long in a passing situation.
So 2nd down and 8 here for the Generals as they go to the huddle, and they're going to have the ball on the 41-yard line on the Tigers side of the field. This time they're going to line up with a couple of wide receivers on each side of the formation. Swope's got one man in the backfield flanked to his left. And we get ready for the 2nd down snap here in just a moment. Now it's in his hands. He's going to fake the handoff. Play action pass is in the air. Open receiver is overthrown. Tyler Cheatwood was open, had a lot of green grass out in front of him. I don't think anybody would have got him, but the pass was over his head a little bit, and it's an incomplete pass, and I know the Tigers are thankful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just missed the coverage there. He was running free. Not a terrible pass there by Swope, but just a little bit out of reach. And the Darlington Tigers survived a scare there. And we'll see if they can get off the field here on 3rd and 8.
So the ball remains on the 41-yard line for this 3rd and 8 play. They're going to send a couple of wide receivers. Actually, this time 3 of them are going to go out to the left side, which is the far side, and 1 to the right side. Empty backfield for the quarterback Swope as he gets ready to take this 3rd down snap. He's going to run the football straight ahead, and the Darlington defense was ready for it, and they bring him down. So that brings up 4th down.
Gatlin Hancock was there to deliver the thunder on that play, and it puts them in a 4th and 8. Now, this is kind of no man's land. We may see the punting. It looks like they're going to trot the punt team out and try to pin Darlington deep. So big stop there for the Tigers because the Generals were having their way with them until they got to the 40-yard line. Missed that pass on 2nd down, and then a big stop on 3rd down will get Darlington the ball back.
So each team has had a possession as we get ready for Heritage to kick the ball away on a punt. And it looks like we're going to see, I ain't caught his number. He's turned sideways. I can't see him. But back deep here for the Tigers, we're going to have one man. Here comes the kick, and that is going to drop in at around the 17-yard line.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to stop it there. Shirey was the man that was back deep, and the kicker on that play was Chipper Grayson, by the way.
Yeah, and it looked like he took a good angle on the punt. He just didn't catch it as much as he wanted to because that one hopped at the 18 and kicked back to the Darlington 19-yard line. So that was fortunate for the Tigers that they weren't pinned inside their own 10. But this Darlington offense comes back out after a successful first drive, ended with a turnover right there at the goal line. This time they'll see if they can clean that up and get on the scoreboard first.
We're still in the first quarter, and we're scoreless. 1:28 remains in this quarter as Darlington lines up. Jack Payne at quarterback. He's got one man back in the backfield. 3 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. They're going to hand it off to Bowden. Owens, big a running lane for him. He gets out to the 31-yard line before they haul him down to the ground, but a good run for Bowden, who had a good end of the game last week.
He sure did. He sure did. They really leaned on him to finish that game out, and a nice run there to pick up a Parker and Lundy first down.
Indeed. There's the snap. They're going to hurry up this time, give it to Owens, pick up about 2 yards there on first down, not as much there on the edge as the defense did a good job staying home there. And that brings up 2nd and 8.
Both teams really looking to establish their running games and doing a good job so far. But the key to taking that away is getting those stops on first down. So 2nd and long here for the Tigers.
Here's the snap to Payne. He's got Caleb Thompson in the backfield. He's going to swing it out to the right side. It's going to connect with one of his guys. That was Eli Thompson, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. So that's actually going to be a loss for the Tigers.
Yeah, they went back to that throwback to Eli Thompson, and the general defense was all over it that time. Thompson tried to make a man miss, and had he been able to pull it off, it could have been a lot of yards in front of him, but sets up a 3rd down and 11.
3 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. 1 man back in the backfield here with Jack Payne. He's got company in the backfield after the snap, puts it in the air, connects with his man, Eli Thompson, and he's able to pick up about 5 yards on the play.
And a penalty back here, too, in the area of roughing the passer. I did not keep my eyes on the quarterback. I'll watch it on the replay here. Oh, they're going to actually call a hold on Darlington. And I would imagine they would decline that, force the punt. We'll see how this all shakes out.
Official going to give us the signal. Holding call, as you mentioned, on Darlington. They will decline the penalty. It will be 4th down.
All right, so Darlington will have to punt. They are dialing up the pressure. They are not going to let Jack Payne sit back in the pocket and pick them apart. They're going to make him uncomfortable. He did a good job sidestepping there and delivering the ball, but there was a hold. So that sets up a 4th down and 4. And right now, you've got the offense out on the field from their own 36. I'd imagine we're going to see a pooch kick here.
Jack Payne set to take the snap here for the Tigers, and looks like he's perhaps trying to draw him off sides.
Possible as well.
2 wide receivers on the far side, a couple on the near here for the Tigers, working from right to left. They're going to burn a timeout here. Oh, that's the end of the first quarter. You're right.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless. Just getting started here. We got 3 more quarters to play, but we're glad you're with us here on WLAQ and also the live video stream. Let's send it back to the studio for a 1-minute break. Well, we have a fresh 12 minutes on the clock, and 4th down and 4 coming up for the Darlington Tigers as we get ready to resume. Everybody getting ready to take their place on the field. And again, we're scoreless here between your Darlington Tigers and the Heritage Generals. The Generals visiting here tonight from Catoosa County over there in Ringgold. We went there last year. Darlington won that game 20-7. We had a good time, had an outdoor press box. It was a nice night. It was a lot of fun.
We got a little chilly at the end. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember not being prepared for that weather.
So here comes the punt from the Tigers, and that was Thomas Bethel with the punt, and that's going to drop around the 32-yard line. Takes a nice bounce. That's going to be all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah, great punt there from Bethel.
Great to see him back out on the field.
It is, absolutely. Wearing a different number. Last year he was 15. This year he's wearing 22, which Thomas Speed had last year. So
Speedo.
Yeah. Excited to see Mr. Bethel back and contributing to this Darlington Tiger squad.
So we're going to see the Generals start on their own 18-yard line with 11:48 remaining here in our first half of play. And again, we're scoreless. Darlington's first drive of the game ended in a fumble as they were 3 yards from the goal line threatening to score. Then Heritage would have to punt on their first drive. Darlington punts on their second drive of the game, and now Heritage is getting ready to have the ball for the second time of this young football game. Interesting night tonight in terms of the weather. We got some clouds. We had some light rain earlier. It's about 79 degrees. Pretty nice night, all is said and done. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off and run it for about 4 or 5 yards there on first down. The ball carrier was number 13, Julian Sexton.
So far, both teams really having some success on the ground.
That's going to bring up second down and about 4 here for the Generals as they get lined up at the 25-yard line on their own side of the field. Going to have a lot of sports for you on the radio airwaves this weekend. Tell you more about it perhaps after this play. 2 wide on the far side, 1 here on the short side of the field. Shotgun formation, 1 running back in the backfield here with Mr. Swope. As Swope gets ready to take the snap that's in his hands, he's going to fake the handoff, play action pass up the middle of the field. Wide open is Trevelyan, and he is going to be brought down, but not before picking up a first down, and he's dropped at about the 32-yard line.
Well, while the first down there is not the result you want to see, Patrick Shelley was in on that tackle, and number 7, Bryce Trevelyan, has come up a little bit gimpy as he'll run off the sideline, but a play action there on that read option, and that's all on Swope. It was his decision, but it looks like there's going to be a penalty that negates a nice gain.
Indeed, and we'll see what the official call is here in just a couple of moments. We haven't had the signal just yet. We have a little conference between a couple of the officials. Here it is.
Oh, wow. He gave two different signals there.
One
Ineligible
of them was
receiver, yeah. So we'll just go with that one, and that sets up. They've got it marked as third down, but it should be second, I believe.
Well, they're going to say third at this point, but we'll see. It is second down, I believe, as well. Shotgun formation, 2 wide on the far side, 1 on the near side as we get ready for the play. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to fake the handoff, runs off to the right side. Swope on the move, stays up, breaks a couple of tackles, and it looks like he's got a first down.
He does.
That was a big play.
Absolutely. He's a big kid, got some good speed, and I do believe that will move the chains.
And we talked about that in the pregame, that he's got a pretty good arm on him, but what really makes him dangerous is the threat for him to run on pretty much any given play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a lot that you have to account for with this football team. They got some good runners for sure. Got to send a couple of wide on the near side, 1 on the right side, working from right to left with a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. As Swope gets ready to take the snap, General still on their side of the field, though, at the 28-yard line. There's the snap. They're going to run it. Man, a lot of speed from that young man as he got going. Julian Sexton, you got to make sure to stay out in front of him. He picks up another first down.
And right now, you know, with these RPOs, Matt, they've got the Tiger defense guessing where the ball's going. I'm sure they'll get that adjusted and figured out, but another first down for the Generals.
So we've got 10 minutes to go in the first half. We're scoreless between Darlington and Heritage. 1st and 10 for the Generals. They will come back to the line of scrimmage, which is now the 41-yard line. Generals still in their own territory, and this has been a fast-moving first half. Both these teams keeping it on the ground for the most part. Shotgun set. Here's the snap to Swope. He's going to hand it off. This time they bounce to the right side, pick up 3 or 4 yards, and you got 3 hats on them this time.
Oh, yeah. Darlington crashed down that time and didn't let Sexton get those wheels going. He's got some real burst in those legs and still picked up 4 yards, even though that was relatively well defended.
Indeed. So that brings up 2nd down and 7 here for the Generals with the ball on the 44-yard line, threatening to move the ball over into Tigers territory as we move right along here in this first half. Shotgun formation. A couple of wide receivers to the near side and 1 on that far side. Here comes the snap. Swope's going to hand it off. They're going to run it up the middle this time, and it's going to be Sexton again who gets close to the first down. I think he's going to be short about 1 yard.
That sets up what should be a 3rd and 2. And this is where you want to watch Swope. I just feel like he wants to keep it in these situations. So we'll see what decision he makes. But I would imagine the Darlington defense is going to be collapsing down on the quarterback here.
Ball on the 49-yard line. Generals with a football and 3rd and 2. Shotgun formation, trips to the near side. Got a wide receiver over off on the far side. And Swope's got him lined up, ready to take the snap. It's in his hands. They're going to hand it off. They had a hand on him, couldn't bring him down. He muscles through, gets a first down, and then he is greeted not so friendly-like by a few Tigers, but he did get to move the chains.
Yeah, it was a power bomb, but going in the direction the Generals wanted to go there at the end. And, yeah, they got a hand on him in the backfield, but this Sexton kid is quite elusive.
He really is, and he's got some pretty strong legs too, because it took a lot to get him down. So now they're going to have the ball on the 44-yard line. This time they're on Darlington's side of the field with 8:02 and the clock ticking here in our second quarter. They'll roll up to the line of scrimmage with a shotgun formation. Paxton McCrary's in the backfield with Swope this time as he gets ready to take the snap. And here it is. He's going to run around his running back. It's coming back to the near side. Pretty nice block for him. He's able to pick up about 6 yards on that play. So that was a good play there by the Generals.
Yeah, absolutely. Swope designed run there. Christian McClooney was holding his hands up like he was getting held. The flag did not come out that time. And right now the Generals are getting what they want on first down and setting up, exactly what they want to run. Getting into 2nd and short and 3rd and manageable and just keeping those chains moving.
Obviously, Darlington playing at home tonight, but after this Friday night's game, we're going to be hitting the road for 3 weeks in a row. That's going to be a tough task for sure. Shotgun formation, 2 wide to the short side, which is the near side of the field, and 1 on the right side. Swope set to take the snap. He's got McCrary in the backfield. He's going to hand it to him. He runs around the line of scrimmage and is going to be brought down awfully close to that first down, but I think he's going to be short by a hair.
The far side official looks like he's marked it as a first down. We'll see where they mark it. Official timeout.
Yep.
And Matt, it's jersey night.
Jersey night.
Yeah,
huh?
look out here. You got all kinds of crazy jerseys. You got I see a Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Trey Young.
Yellow Jackets jersey right here.
Yeah, and the Darlington cheerleaders are wearing Darlington jerseys. So, fun theme for the kids this evening. Across the way, you've got the Heritage Band in all pink. So, it's colorful tonight.
Did you have a favorite jersey?
Oh,
in your
man,
lifetime?
my Danny Werfel jersey was my favorite.
I got you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I love that one.
Probably the only customized jersey that I had, other than ones that had my own name on it, I was a huge Atlanta Thrashers fan when we had the hockey team in Atlanta, and I had an Ilya Kovalchuk jersey that I wore a lot during my 20s.
Nice.
And, I mean, I wore that sucker everywhere I could wear it.
I had a Dominique Wilkins jersey, but, you know, I retired tank tops in my teenage years.
I hear you. I don't go in that direction much anymore. Well, ever, for that matter. First down and 10 here for the Generals. They've got it on Darlington's side of the field at the 34-yard line. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off, and, man, that kid's fast. That is going to be Julian Sexton. He's fast, but he's also quick, and that's going to be about a 4-yard pickup for him.
And I want to make sure I got the right number there, but I think Caleb Butler took him down, which is a really great tackle as he came around from the other side to make that play. And that sets up, what?
Second and 8.
Second and 8? Okay.
And the ball is at the 32-yard line. And we've got 6:05 remaining in the first half, and nobody scored in this football game. In fact, this is only the 4th possession of the game. Each team's had the ball twice here in this first half. Shotgun formation. Everybody's in tight. Got a man in the backfield. That is Sexton. As Swope gets ready to take the snap, he's going to hand it to Sexton, who bounces off to the right side. Ball comes loose, and it looks like the Tigers have it. They're running down the field. Is that Patrick Shelley?
That is Patrick Shelley.
It is, and he's able to get it all the way down to about the 43-yard line before they're able to rustle him out of bounds. Patrick Shelley, in his first game of the year, is making his presence known on defense already.
He sure is, and I don't know who jarred the ball loose, trying to catch that number. Oh, that looked like, oh, man, I can't catch the number, but I think it might have been Gus Gamage.
Well, either way, the Darlington Tigers are going to have the football on the 49-yard line. They're going to already be in Heritage territory. We've got 5:37 left to go here in the first half, and Darlington has a wonderful opportunity in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, Heritage was just possessing the ball there. That was a huge turnover.
Looks like a pistol formation here with Caleb Thompson in the backfield. They're going to fake it, rolling out, looking to pass. It's going to be Jack Payne. He's able to hit a wide receiver, which was Caleb Thompson, and we do have a flag that's back here in the backfield. We'll see what that call is.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold on the Tigers, so that play's going to come back. Looked like that ball might have hopped on the ground too, but the officials ruled it a catch, so regardless, that one's coming back.
Indeed. So that will wipe that one out, and so the Tigers will go back to the drawing board.
And I tell you what, the General's coaching staff watched the tape last week and said, we're not going to let this kid pick us apart. We're going to put some pressure on, and they are dialing up blitzes on every play.
Very aggressive defense tonight for the Generals, and now the Tigers are going to line up with a long way to go here on first down after the penalty. So it's going to be 1st and 23 to go with the ball now on the 38-yard line back in their own territory. So shotgun formation, going to have 3 wide to the near side, working from left to right. There's the snap. Payne is going to roll to his right, puts it in the air, and it connects with a wide receiver, and that was Eli Thompson. Yeah. And a big pickup for the Tigers. Not quite a first down, but that sets them up right here.
So the route tree there is levels, and Payne did a great job finding his guy downfield, and that's exactly what you want in that situation. You're in 2nd and 23. They picked up a little more than half of it and are getting themselves back into a manageable down and distance.
So they're going to send a couple of wide receivers off to the far side. couple to the near. Jack Payne is going to have Demarion Floyd in the backfield. He missed last week with a little injury, but he's back and ready to go. There's the snap. They're going to hand it to Floyd. He gets a hole, runs it out to the right side. He's running down the sidelines. The 25, 15, 10. He's brought down at about the 7-yard line. So D-Man Floyd back in the lineup tonight and coming up with a big play.
Yeah, his first carry, and he makes it count. He almost takes it to the house there. Just a little off-tackle play. He kicks it out to the outside and bounces it. He goes almost, untouched all the way down to about the 10-yard line. He tried to cut that back, and it's going to set up a Parker and Lundy first down and goal.
That is right. First down and goal for the Tigers, and they're going to line up with Demarion Floyd in the backfield here with Jack Payne in sort of a pistol look. And he is going to snap it, pitch it to the right, and a flag comes in immediately.
That'll be on the Tigers. They're going to back them up 5 yards as that was a dead ball foul false start. So both teams have moved the ball. Both teams have made some mistakes. You had a fumble from Darlington inside the 5-yard line on their opening drive. Catoosa returned the favor last time as the fumble was forced and then scooped up by Patrick Shelley and advanced to the 49-yard line. Now Darlington with their second opportunity in the red zone. And they've got a penalty on first down that's putting them behind the chains at 1st and 13.
Floyd's going to remain in the backfield here behind quarterback Jack Payne. You're going to have a couple of wide receivers to the near side, a couple to the far side. Thomas Bethel's line up in the slot in that far side. Great, and we mentioned this before, great to see him back in the lineup. We're seeing some guys that hadn't played yet this year. We're going to have a timeout called by the Darlington Tigers. Let's do the same thing. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. We're scoreless, but the Darlington Tigers threatening. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, the Darlington Tigers looking to turn a Heritage turnover into points on this particular drive. Patrick Shelley picked up a fumble that was lost by Heritage and brought it all the way down the field to the 49-yard line, setting the Darlington Tigers up with great field position to start this drive in. So they really want to come away with some points here. Yeah, no doubt about it. After coming away empty last time, and with Heritage really having the momentum on those last two drives, Darlington had a 3-and-out on their second possession. And Heritage looked like they were going to take it in and get the first score of the game. That turnover changed the feeling of this game, and Darlington wants to take advantage and score some points off of that opportunity. So the Tigers will run him back out on the field. Jack Payne is going to have Demarion Floyd flanked slightly to his left. You're going to have Cordero in at that sniffer position. 3 wide receivers. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Floyd. He bounces out to the left, and he's going to be dropped. That was a great defensive play by that young man for Heritage. I think it was McCreary. I think it was. You're right. Yeah. Number 3. Yeah, Floyd made the first man miss, and McCreary came in and cleaned it up before he could make his move to the end zone. And that was a wash, no gain, setting up 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line. 2 hard-nosed football teams locking horns tonight here at Chris Hunter Stadium. I got a feeling this one is going to have an interesting finish to it. Yeah, no doubt about it. Completely different feel than the game between these two last year. Oh, no question about it. So now the Tigers are going to line up here with 2nd down, and they're going to have, well, we're going to have another timeout, it looks like. All right, let's take another one as well. 3:15 left as we get ready for this 2nd down play. Darlington 0, Heritage 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, folks, we have 3:15 remaining here in our first half. The Darlington Tigers hosting Heritage out of Catoosa County from Ringgold. And right now the Tigers and the Generals are knotted up. Nobody scored in this football game, but Darlington certainly threatening with second down and goal here for the Tigers from the 13.
Oddly enough, there's been plenty of offense.
Yeah.
Nobody's found pay dirt yet, but these offenses have had some success.
Pistol formation behind Jack Payne is going to be Caleb Thompson. They're going to fake the pitch to him. They're going to go the other way with it, coming to the near side, and the defense stayed home there and dropped him in the backfield. The ball carrier, Ian, was Eli Thompson.
Yeah, fake to one. Thompson went to the other there on an end around that was really set up to be a misdirection, and the defense played it to perfection, unfortunately, for the Tigers.
Indeed, so that's going to bring up third down and now 22. Well, actually, third and goal from the 22, I should say, here for the Tigers. So here they go, folks. Let's see what they do here on this third down play. They're going to line up in shotgun formation. Caleb Thompson is going to flank Payne to his left. There's the snap. He's dropping back. He's got company, ditches it, throws it off to Caleb Thompson. That's going to be an incomplete pass.
And I tell you what, if Payne had been able to, I mean, he was under duress, no doubt about it, but if he had put some air under that ball with the pressure coming, that one could have gone to the house. But again, dialing up that pressure all night. The Generals have been coming hot and heavy after quarterback Jack Payne, and that one fell incomplete. So we're going to see a field goal attempt here, and Darlington will try to get on the board by scoring 3.
So this is going to be a, 39-yard field goal attempt. So this will be the longest one we've seen this year from Ryland Scott. He nailed one from 32 and 27 in last week's game. He's done a really good job for them. Here comes the kick, and it is on the way, and that one is going to be short. I think somebody might have affected the flight of that one. I don't know.
It just came out low, I think, Matt. Just a line drive kick. It would have been his longest field goal of the year. That one didn't make it through the uprights, and the Tigers, for the second time tonight, have gotten inside the 10-yard line and come away with no points. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock, and Heritage will try to see if they can take it down the field and score before the half.
Indeed. Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ or the live video stream. Always want to remind everybody to make sure you're tuned to 96.9 FM at 1410 after game night, because we have the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show, in which Randy Davis and Lynn Butler break down all the night's action. They get some great phone calls from people that broadcast different games and are at games and things of that nature. So it's a really good time. But anyway, Swope takes the snap there on first down, and we immediately have a timeout before the snap.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to take one as well. 2:24 remains first half. Darlington and Heritage are scoreless. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. Well, Ian, and you alluded to this earlier, but I think it's pretty clear that, Heritage, while they were a good football team last year, they're improved this year.
No doubt about it. Offensively, Darlington absolutely shut them down last year. That is not the case this year. They've got some serious talent on this squad.
Swope lines them up in shotgun with 4 wide receivers. There's a snap. He drops back into the pocket, has company. He's going to have to pass it to another receiver, which is going to be Sexton.
Absolutely great defense, and that was Joel Lowenberg on the tackle there. They tried to set up a screen. He sniffed it out and dropped him for a 5-yard loss, putting him behind the chains. What a big play on first down there from the freshman.
Indeed, no question. So now from the 15-yard line, they're going to have second down and 15 with under 2 minutes to play. And so Darlington trying to get a stop here on defense against this Heritage Generals football team. And Swope's going to line him up in a shotgun. Flank to his right is going to be Julian Sexton. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Swope takes the snap. He is going to drop back looking to throw. Throws it towards the near side here, and that's going to be short to the wide receiver, incomplete.
Man, he better be glad he got hit, because there were 5 purple jerseys as compared to 2 white jerseys. I think that would have been a pick 6 if it hadn't come out of his hand and gotten tipped. So this is exactly what the doctor ordered for Darlington. 3rd and long, minute and 34. They have a couple of timeouts left. If they can get a stop here, they might have a chance to get points before the half.
Perhaps could have some good field position depending on what happens here. This is 3rd down and 15. Trips to the near side, one on the far side for the Generals, working out of their own territory. They're going to run the football up the middle. The quarterback is able to muscle his way through for a little bit of territory, but you're going to have Darlington getting the ball back with a little bit of time to work with.
Yeah, immediately took a timeout. They'll have one left in their arsenal here for this next drive, but a minute and 27 seconds left. The ball sitting just shy of the Heritage 20-yard line, so the Generals will punt from about their 10, and Darlington should have good field position and enough time to drive the field and see if they can get on the board and take the lead in this ball game. But nice series there from the Tigers defense.
Indeed, and we'll probably talk more about this at halftime, but we told you that we're going to be on the road for 3 straight weeks starting next week. We're going to Kings Ridge, and I've actually not been to the school, but I've been by it because it's in Alpharetta. And the other day when we were on our way to Milton, which is right outside Alpharetta, we passed it as we were going over to St. Francis. So certainly a good-looking campus. I'm looking forward to checking that school out. Like I say, I've never been there. So that's one of the fun parts of doing this. Going to different schools that you've never been to before.
That is true. And over on the sidelines, we're seeing Patrick Shelley get loose here. Jack Payne took a pretty hard hit on that last throw. He seems to be okay, but be interesting to see what Brent Bell and the offense decide to do.
Here comes the punt. It is on the way. It's off the foot of Anderson Britton, and a fair catch was signaled. It's going to bounce and takes a nice Darlington spin all the way down to about the 37-yard line.
I'll tell you what. Britton puts a little English on his punts. That's the second one that has hit and come back to him, and that took a very, very fortunate bounce for the Tigers, and they have great field position. With a minute and 16, they're already sitting at the 37-yard line of Heritage.
Indeed they are. So they will line up, as you mentioned, at 37. Patrick Shelley trots out onto the field. This is going to be the first snap we've seen from him at quarterback of the season. He's been dealing with an injury. They will line up in shotgun, 2 wide on each side. There's the snap to Shelley. They're going to hand it off, going to Caleb Thompson, and he is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. I think they lost about a yard.
Yeah, they went with the handoff there. You've also got Thomas Bethel out there. I don't know. I haven't seen him take too many snaps thus far. So the clock is running, and it'll be 2nd down and 12. A loss of 2 on that play.
So 3 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side. Tigers take the snap in the shotgun, going to put it in the air, and that is going to be caught on the sidelines. Was he in bounds?
We'll see. The clock is running, so the Tigers need to hurry up and get on the ball.
Talon Shirey with the reception there. This is going to bring up 3rd and 3, shotgun formation, 2 wide on each side. 1 man back in the backfield with Shelley. That's Caleb Thompson. They're going to hand it to him. He runs forward, carries a couple of guys. That should be a fresh set of downs, and it is.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll move the clock, move the chains, and it'll give an opportunity to spike the ball and stop the clock.
So they go back to the line of scrimmage, 2 wide on each side. 1st down and 10 here for the Tigers, getting deep in Heritage territory. There's a pass off to the far side. Thomas Bethel is going to catch it and go out of bounds, and that's going to be, it looks like the Tigers are in the red zone. Or just outside of it, I should say.
So Thompson picks up the Parker and Lundy 1st down. On the very next play, Patrick Shelley fires a quick out to Bethel. He's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock. So we got 2nd and 5 with 15.3 seconds left at the 21-yard line.
So 2 wide here on the near side, a couple on the far side. 1 man back in the backfield here with Patrick Shelley. 2nd down and 5. There's the snap. Ball's in the air towards the end zone. Grab, and in the end zone is Talon Shirey. They called it incomplete.
Are you serious?
I believe they did.
Man, if that ball came out, we couldn't see it in real time. I'm watching the replay here. Shirey got leveled as he went to the ground. Yep, the ball popped loose at the very last minute. Almost a spectacular catch there by last week's Honeymoon Bakery player of the game.
Indeed. So the Tigers are back to the drawing board with 9.3 seconds left on the clock on 3rd down. Here's the snap. Shelley's dropping back, going to throw it. Talon Shirey catches it and trots into the end zone. Touchdown, Darlington Tigers. That was a 21-yard play there for the Tigers. and they are able to hit pay dirt. Congratulations.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Same play, and Shelley nails Shirey short of the goal line this time, and he's able to make a man miss and get into the end zone for the second straight week, and the Tigers are on the board. Both offenses have moved the ball all night, but it took until the last seconds of the first half for them to finally score, and the Tigers take the lead 6-0 with the PAT pending.
Ryland Scott on for the extra point. 4.9 seconds left on the clock. As you mentioned, Tigers take the lead and trying to make it 7-0 here as they get ready for the locker room. There is the kick on the way, and it is through, and the Tigers are up 7-0. What a turn of events there.
Huge score there. Huge score going into the locker room. They've left no time for Heritage to counter that attack, and Heritage gets the ball to start the second half, so that is major, Matt. What a big score for the Tigers and what's been a back-and-forth half between these two teams.
Indeed it has been. And again, 4.9 seconds left on the clock, 7-0 Darlington on top as we're getting ready for halftime. And a couple things we'll do at halftime. Obviously, our buddy Stacy Norton, we really appreciate him providing us with stats at halftime and at the end of the game, so we'll have that for you. We'll also have some score updates from Rome Orthopedic Center. And Ian, I know you were looking at some scores earlier. We got some close games going around the area tonight, some interesting ones.
Some big ones. We've got region implications going on tonight. Rock Martin, Sonoraville, Rome, South Paulding. I can't wait to hear what the boys in the studio have to say about all those games, so keep your ears peeled for those updates when we get to the half.
Indeed. Well, the ball is going to be teed up and kicked away here by the Darlington Tigers here in just moments, but as you had pointed out, the Heritage Generals not with a lot of time to work with 4.9 seconds, so essentially they'll just run the clock out, and barring some wild things here on the kickoff, we'll go to the locker room down 7-0. There's the kick, end over end, and that is going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, went out of bounds, so that will get the ball out to the 35-yard line, but I would be surprised. I mean, they may take a shot, Matt. They may also just take a knee. We'll see if they decide to risk throwing the ball downfield here with 4.9 seconds left. I mean, Swope has a pretty good arm, but he's not making it to the end zone.
Definitely not. So almost at halftime, and looking forward to that. And one of the things I'm looking forward to is the Heritage Generals marching band is here, and boy, they got a lot of people. They got them lined up on both sides, getting ready to take the field and perform. So I'm looking forward to hearing them.
Can't miss these hot pink shirts they're wearing either, so it's not hard to pick out the band members.
No.
Not that that's usually a problem in their uniforms, but, you know. Like I said, we got the jerseys on this side, the pink shirts on the other side. It's a colorful night here at Tiger Stadium.
Indeed it is, and it's a perfect night for football, and I could say that in a lot of different types of nights.
Yeah, I know. Isn't every night a perfect night for football?
As long as there's no lightning, you're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Alan Cordero.
I don't know. Last year's playoff game was pretty miserable. You remember
well,
that one?
yes,
that
that's
one,
right.
Yeah.
Never forget
a Swiss Army knife saved us from sure disaster.
I thought we were going to get injured from broken tent parts and all kind of stuff that night. It was, you're right. Here's Cordero kicking it off again, and that is going to drop in at about the 33. Will be fielded by number 11, Max Owens. And that'll leave 2.5 ticks left on the clock.
So we'll see. They opted to have him kick it again. This time Cordero keeps it in the field of play, and with 2.5 seconds left, the Generals' offense trots out onto the field. I'd imagine they'll just take a knee here, Matt.
Certainly would expect that to be the case. So we are almost at halftime here at Chris Hunter Stadium. Going to have a lot of sports for you coming up tomorrow on the radio. We'll have the Georgia Tech at Clemson game for you. We'll start at 1:30 with the pregame from the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets radio network. Then 3 o'clock kickoff happens, and I hope we like what we see there, Ian, as Georgia Tech fans, but I'm not convinced we will.
Maybe they'll keep it close for a quarter.
Maybe.
Maybe.
For a half a minute, maybe. Under center is the quarterback, and yes, it does look like they're going to take a knee here, and they do. So that's the end of the first half. Darlington on top at halftime. 7-0 after scoring with 4.9 seconds left to go in the first half. What an interesting first half. I can only imagine what the final 24 minutes of this game are going to hold for us tonight. Well, let's send it back to the studio for a few minutes. We'll catch our breath. We'll come back with our halftime show here on Darlington Football on WLAQ and the video live stream. We'll be back.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom.
And on stage.
The opportunities are endless.
Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks,
Explore opportunities.
And stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers.
We use what we've learned to create beauty.
To tell stories.
To inspire.
We discover new passions.
While allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything.
Be anything.
Achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves.
Whether we're sketching,
singing,
writing,
or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves.
And share our talents with the world.
We know that our ideas and contributions matter.
And we take great pride in that.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today, tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
The Gus bus. Gus smells on. perhaps, but they are excellent.
No,
They're a powerful band. Really enjoying this.
Yeah, very, very tight, good sound. They got a guy out there playing the set, man, in the pit.
know.
How about that? So, really excellent band. So, got sucked into that, and also got sucked into the score updates. What an interesting Friday night it is. You got Cartersville with their hands full with Cherokee, Rockmart, and Sonoraville battling for supremacy in their region. It'll be interesting to see how things shake out at the end of the night.
Absolutely, and of course we got a good one going here. Darlington on top 7-0 here at halftime, scored with 4.9 seconds left to go in the half to go up. It was really an exciting first half, but not a lot of scoring there, but certainly eventful to say the least, and we're going to talk about some of that here. But we have some stats courtesy of Stacy Norton, the stat guy here at Darlington. And so what are we looking at, Ian?
Yeah, I mean, it was really an even half, Matt. Even with the turnovers, you know, Darlington turned the ball over on their first drive inside the 5, but Heritage didn't get any points out of that. Heritage fumbled then late or midway through the second quarter. Darlington didn't get any points out of that, so neither team was able to take advantage of those turnovers. But late in the half, Darlington, of course, got a 3-and-out and was able to score right before the end of the second quarter. So here's the breakdown. Heritage has run 26 plays to Darlington's 25. Darlington has 171 total yards of offense to Heritage's 112. So far as individual stats here, Matt, Caden Swope's 2 for 4 for 4 yards through the air. It's been a rushing attack that has led that Generals offense. On the other side, Jack Payne, 5 of 6 for only 44 yards. He's been accurate. He's been under a lot of pressure. And then on that last drive, Patrick Shelley got an opportunity to come in and play quarterback. He went 3 for 4 for 34 yards, and he had that touchdown pass to Talon Shirey, who has 2 receptions for 29 yards and the aforementioned touchdown. Will Bagby had a big reception, his only catch of the night, but went for 25 yards and a first down. Caleb Thompson is leading the Tigers in rushing with 9 attempts for 57 yards with a 6.3 average. And then Demarion Floyd came on late and had some really, really nice carries. 2 carries, 42 yards with a 21-yard average. Bowden Owens has 2 for 13 as well. On the other side, the rushing attack's been led by Julian Sexton. He has 8 carries for 47 yards. Not far behind him is Paxton McCrary with 9 carries for 41. And then Swope, the quarterback, has 4 carries for 20 yards. So that's your breakdown of the first half offensive stats. It's been a really even matchup. A lot of offense, not many points. 7-0 Tigers.
Absolutely, and I'm enjoying listening to you offer us the stats tonight with the background music of the Heritage Band playing Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney. And what an exciting rendition of that song. This is fantastic. We're getting all kind of entertainment in this football game tonight. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This band is definitely entertaining.
It's Friday Night Lights for you tonight on WLAQ and the live video stream. The Darlington Tigers and the Heritage Generals locking horns. It's been a good one so far, a hard-nosed football game. Darlington on top 7-0. We're going to step out for another break down the radio line, and we'll come back and continue our halftime coverage here from Chris Hunter Stadium. Glad you're with us tonight. We'll be back in a few minutes. James Bond themes, whatever.
You're good.
Nice.
James Fall.
I like it. A nice 007 James Bond set there by the marching band from Heritage. That was really good.
I mean, it was that was ridiculously good.
That was so much fun.
They're ready to go win some contests on Saturdays. That's when the bands really dial it up, Matt.
Man, what an excellent band. Well, we've got less than 9 minutes until we get done with our halftime period. Again, Darlington leads 7-0, scored with just about 5 seconds left to go in the first half, and so we've got plenty of time until we do start the second half, so plenty of stuff to talk about here tonight. And I do want to let you know some of the things that we've got coming up on the radio, so we'll talk about that a little bit here. But as you heard Randy Davis say, if you're listening down the line on the radio as he was giving scores, after our game tonight, we'll have the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show. That'll be immediately after we do the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. And then after the scoreboard show tonight ends at 11 o'clock, we're going to shift over because the Braves are over on the West Coast playing against the San Francisco Giants in a big series there. So we're going to get you to that game in progress. So they'll probably only be third or fourth inning, I'm guessing, by the time we get to that point, perhaps.
Big game for the Bravos, too, man. Phillies are hot. They didn't get to have their game with the Rockies the other day, so that lead in the division is narrowing. So they could really use a win tonight, but we'll get to that after we're done with high school football.
No question about it. I do want to mention we'll have Georgia Tech at Clemson tomorrow, 1:30 airtime. 3:30 will be the kickoff for that one. After that, we'll join the Braves at San Francisco Giants. Pregame for that, 7:50, so we'll get to that probably by the skin of our teeth. And then at 9:05, it will be the first pitch of the game. Then on Sunday, Braves again at San Francisco, pregame 2:50. First pitch at 4:05. So if you like sports, you want to tune your dial to 96.9 FM. If you're here locally, or 1410, and you can always listen 24/7 on our live stream at WLAQ1410.com using the Listen Live feature. So we love sports, and we like to bring them to the people around here in this area.
Well, it's a great weekend for sports. Great lineup of college games. You got the NFL on Sunday, so the action starts. Really, it started last night between Washington and New York in the NFL, and it'll continue all the way through Monday Night Football. That's just the way it is this time of year.
It's that special time of the year, and I'm really excited about it. Of course, last weekend, when you looked at the slate of games, I know you've referenced this a lot throughout the week. They weren't the sexiest matchups you've ever seen, but then you turned into having a great weekend of football, which for me, as a Jacksonville State University graduate, watching them take down Florida State, that was just an amazing, amazing night and a celebration as they hit a Hail Mary pass for 59 yards to steal that one from Florida State.
And as a diehard, lifelong Florida Gator fan, it was joyous for me as well to watch the Knoll fans just. Oh man, they just came unglued. It was beautiful, Matt. It really was.
I talked to Coach Atha this week for our pregame interview, and I told him, I said, man, the Tigers set the tone last week for a great football weekend. You guys come up with a 20-7 victory over Heard County, and then the Yellow Jackets win on Saturday afternoon, and then the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, they pull off that major upset. So it was a lot of fun, and hoping for some fun this weekend. But in terms of the Yellow Jackets, I'm not sure they'll have as much fun against Clemson as they did against Kennesaw State.
I wouldn't hold out too much hope for that one to be close.
No. Well, we've got 5.5 minutes left of the halftime period. Darlington 7, Heritage 0. As we get ready for the final half of play here in just a few minutes, we'll step out here on WLAQ. Glad you're with us tonight. We'll be back with more here at halftime.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm used to it. I have to look around. This is what gives me the problems.
Live at halftime, Chris Hunter Stadium, Darlington on top here at halftime, 7-0. We should also mention to you that Heritage did win the coin toss before the game began, and they would defer to the second half. So Darlington with the lead, Heritage, Catoosa is going to come out with the football to start the second half, so Darlington looking to set the tone on defense.
Yeah, and that's what made that score. I mean, it was great to get on the board, but the way Darlington was able to score with 5 seconds left, not allow Heritage a chance to answer because they're getting the ball in the first half. Look, I'm sure Coach Atha had plenty to talk to his team about as far as how to slow down this Generals attack. They have been excellent on the ground all night long. They've moved the ball between the 20s. And, hey, you know, bend but don't break. That's kind of how it's worked out tonight. The Tigers have been able to get off the field when they need to. And if they could get a stop and set the tone for this second half, that's just what the doctor ordered.
No question about it. Certainly not a perfect first half, but as you mentioned, both teams were moving the football. It was really exciting to watch. Each team had a turnover there in that first half, and thankfully for the Tigers, they would fumble the ball. But just about to score. They had the ball on the 3-yard line there on that first drive and didn't come away with points, but thankfully Heritage on that next drive, they would have to punt it away. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to look at how the second half unfolds as we get things going. But I think one of the things that's very clear, this is a very, very good matchup between two really hard-nosed, good football teams. And I think we're going to see a really interesting second half like we did in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've, the Tigers lost some guys last week, still have some contributors out, but they got a few back, and they've both had an impact on this game, no doubt about it. Patrick Shelley from the safety position had scooped up a fumble, advanced that back, returned it about 20 yards on one possession, and then he came in late and was able to fire a touchdown pass to finish out the half. Thomas Bethel had a 46-yard punt and also a reception that kept the chains moving late there in the second half as well. So it's good to get some of these Tigers back in action.
As well as Demarion Floyd, who did not play last week, had a couple of big runs there in this first half. You do have a couple of guys that got injured last week, and I'm not sure what the status of those young men is, but obviously not out on the field tonight playing, but they are certainly there, as Coach pointed out in our pregame interview, for emotional support and there to cheer their teammates on and making a difference there. But Charlie Jones went down with an injury last week, and also Highland Thomas, and both those guys have been contributors so far this season, so you hate to see those guys not out on the field.
No doubt about it. Highland Thomas was having himself a ball game last week before he got hurt. So, but this Darlington team is next man up, and they do a good job of using that mentality to succeed, and we'll see what they can put together here in this second half, but it's going to be a scrap to the end. You can just feel it.
It really, truly is. Well, we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left until the start of the second half. We've got the mandatory warm-up period taking place, so we're going to take one more breather and step out for 1.5 minutes, and we'll come back for kickoff of the second half after these messages. Come on. No, no. All right, folks, we are back. There's the kickoff to begin our second half. It's going to be brought out by Paxton McCrary. He goes out of bounds at around the 33-yard line, and that's where they're going to set up shop to begin our second half.
Here we go, Matt. It's going to be a fight between these two teams the rest of the way, and this drive will set the tone. This Tigers defense coming out fresh from the locker room. Undoubtedly will make some adjustments to try to slow down this general attack.
And I failed to mention this during the first half, but obviously the home crowd has turned out strong in numbers tonight for this game. But, man, you got to hand it to Heritage. Their fans have come out and made the trek from Ringgold tonight as well. They've packed out the visitor side. So we've got a great crowd on hand to witness this one tonight. Quarterback's going to have them in a shotgun. Swope getting ready to take the snap with a couple of wide receivers on the right side. He's going to hand it to McCrary, and he's brought down in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, man, that's Alan Cordero coming in with a couple of his buddies to assist. But they took that play down, and right off the bat, you're seeing a different approach to how to slow down this Heritage attack.
Indeed. So the ball's going to be on the 31-yard line. That's going to bring up a second down and 13 here for Heritage Catoosa, with Darlington leading it here just underway in our third quarter, 7-0. Scored right there at the end of the first half to take the lead. Going to send a wide receiver off to the far side. Everybody else is in tight here for this set as Swope gets ready to take the snap. He's got it in his hands. He's going to go play action, looking for somebody to throw. He's got company in the backfield, gets the pass out, connects with a wide receiver, and picks up about 5 yards on the play. And I'm trying to catch that young man's number. I believe it was 15, J.C. Armoire.
I think you're right, Matt. Great pursuit there. That was a bang-bang play. You had Bryant Powell in pursuit of the quarterback. He was able to get it out, get it completed, but the Tigers were there to clean it up. It'll be a 3rd and 9. And Heritage did not have to operate in 3rd and long too often in the first half, so the Tigers have them where they want them. Now they need to get off the field.
They're going to bring 3 wide receivers to the near side. Everybody else is in tight on this formation. Quarterback's got him in a shotgun. He gets ready to take the snap here on 3rd and 9. He's got it in his hands, going to drop back, looking to throw up the middle of the field, connects with an open receiver. That was Tyler Cheatwood. He picks up the first down, and that is going to be a first down here for the Generals.
Yeah, a strike there from Swope as he found his man quickly. He was running wide open down the middle of the field, and a huge 3rd down pickup for Heritage on that play.
So that brings them down to the 47-yard line now in Darlington territory, and they have a fresh set of downs. They're going to line up in a shotgun with a couple of wide here to the near side, one on the far side for this set, as Swope gets ready to take the snap here on first down. He's got the ball in his hands, going to hand it off. He's going back to number 13, Sexton. He's got room on the outsides, running down the sidelines. The 10, 5 gone. That is a touchdown. Super long run there, a 53-yard run there for that young man.
Yeah, and he has looked the part all night long of a back that could take it to the house at any moment. That time he was able to get to the second level untouched, and he beat everybody down the sidelines to even this game up. If the PAT goes through, it'll be 7-7. So the Tigers went from looking like they were going to get a 3-and-out start to quickly giving up a touchdown, and we said it was going to be a scrap. It's going to be a scrap.
It's going to be a scrap. Anderson Britton on to attempt the extra point. Hole will be handled by Chipper Grayson. And here comes the long snap. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And that would have probably been good from about 50 yards.
Look out over there at the concession stand when that kid's kicking an extra point. He has got a big leg.
So the PAT, he knocks home, and that's going to even up our score, 7-7. With 10 minutes left to go here in our third quarter of play here from Chris Hunter Stadium. So Heritage Generals, they won the toss at the beginning of the game, deferred to the second half. We're down 7-0, and they come out and on a big run from Sexton, 53 yards to pay dirt, they're able to knock this thing up.
Yeah, just like that, we're even. So now the Tigers offense will have to come out and answer the bell. And I think they're up to it, man.
I think they are. Let's see how they come out here as we get ready for the kickoff here for Heritage to kick it away. And again, you're going to have that big boot of Anderson Britton, who typically is going to send it into the end zone for a touchback more times than not. He's got a big leg. There's no question about that. Great night for football. I'll give you an update on the weather. We're down to 77 degrees. Started out in the high 80s before this game started, I believe. Well, no, not quite high 80s. Probably. Oh, it was actually 79 degrees. What am I talking about? Here comes the kick. That's going to be a long one that's going to sail right into the end zone for a touchback. Actually goes out of the back of the end zone.
I have the advantage of this lovely monitor here, and the technical wizards that run the stream flashed up there earlier that it was 73, humid with no breeze.
Yes.
So that's where we were at last check.
And the humidity is no joke today. It has been kind of steamy. So the Tigers are going to line up for their first drive here of our second half with 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and they're going to have the ball on the 20, obviously, after the touchback, so they're going to have to go 80 yards if they're going to strike back on this particular drive. Going to send Bethel and Shirey wide to the far side on that left side. Going to have a couple of receivers to the near side. The one on the far side on the near is going to be Bagby. They're going to throw it to Eli Thompson, who was lined up in the slot over on this side, and he's going to be brought down after a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, and they've started the second half just like they started the first, just getting Payne into rhythm with a quick pass out there on the flat.
So Payne is in at quarterback here for the Tigers. Shelley was the quarterback there for that last drive. Here, we were getting ready for the Snappus encroachment.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys got into the neutral zone, and that'll be 5 yards going the other way. We'll take that all night long.
Oh, absolutely. So instead of being 2nd and 2, or excuse me, 2nd and 7, it's going to be
second and
3 here for the Tigers. They're going to send 3 wide on the far side, 1 on the near. Payne has got 1 man back in the backfield with him. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off, and Caleb Thompson is on the run. He's got a big seam. He brings it down to about the 44-yard line before they reel him down to the ground.
And you know, in the first drive, Darlington really focused on that running game, and Thompson got a lot of carries. He is a heck of a back, man. Great vision, and he wastes no time getting up the field. That's a Parker and Lundy first down, by the way, Matt.
Indeed it is. Shotgun formation, 3 wide on the far side, 1 on the near. They're going to hand it off, going back to Thompson this time, and they're going to blow this one up in the backfield. He may have taken a loss.
Yeah, they lost at least a yard on that carry. We've got a Tiger down, a little hamstring cramp. It's humid. You just mentioned that, so you're going to see some of this cramping, and they'll go out to tend to that player. Don't have a number yet.
8:54 remains in the third quarter. We're knotted up at 7 apiece. Darlington scored with 4.9 ticks left in the first half on a 21-yard pass play from Patrick Shelley, who was in on that last drive at quarterback, and threw it to Shirey, who was our player of the game last week. Last week he had 144 yards on 6 receptions, scored a touchdown. I think he had 3 tackles. That young man had himself a game.
He did. There were a lot of Tigers that had a good game, but his definitely was the icing on the cake. And the young man that was down was number 62. That's Caleb Butler. They've got that cramp worked out. He'll come off to the sideline, but expect to see him back in this ball game.
Oh, indeed. So we're going to see the Tigers run back to the line of scrimmage now with 2nd down and 10 forthcoming, with the ball on the 43-yard line, still on the Tigers' side of the field, threatening to move it over into General's territory, working from left to right. Going to send trips to the far side. Everybody else is going to be in tight. Cordero is actually at that sniffer position. And they're going to throw a swing pass out to the far side to Talon Shirey, who breaks through and gets about 8 yards there on 2nd down.
Yeah, that sets up a 3rd down and manageable for the Tigers. Another quick hitter there for Jack Payne. He has only had 1 incompletion all night, so he's been very accurate with the football.
Going to have 3 receivers to the near side this time. That's going to be Bagby, Thompson, and then also Bethel, and one on the far side. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off, going to Caleb Thompson, and he muscles through. I think he got the first down.
I do too. The far side official has him marked. They're already moving the chains. That's going to be another Parker and Lundy first down, man.
Indeed it is. Brought to you by Richard J. Lundy, attorney at law down in there at Cedartown. His daughter's one of the cheerleaders here at Darlington, proud supporters of the Darlington Tigers. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side here for first down. Payne pulls it down, hands it off to Demarion Floyd. He gets tripped up and is going to be brought down perhaps for a loss.
Yeah, trying to get the ball in the hands of Floyd. He is an electric player. That time he just had his feet taken out from under him before he could get going, loses a yard, sets up 2nd and 11 for the Tigers at the 47-yard line of Heritage.
Coming out onto the field for this package is going to be DJ Johnson. Checking out is Talon Shirey. Going to have 3 wide receivers to the near side. Pistol formation. Behind the quarterback is going to be Demarion Floyd. There's the snap they're going to give to Floyd. He muscles through, tries to get a head full of steam, and is able to pick up a few yards there on that play, perhaps, but not a whole lot doing.
Yeah, so the Tigers will have themselves in a 3rd and long situation here. And Alan Cordero comes on for Floyd. He's got Bagby, Thompson, and Owens there to the right. So they are out in that trips formation. They like, Brent Bell likes to get Jack Payne out, rolling out to his right. He does a good job throwing on the run.
Bethel's one of the trio here to the near side. Shotgun formation, Payne set to take the snap. He drops back, looking to throw. He's got company, and that's almost intercepted. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't think Payne ever saw number 33, and I'll have to dig into this roster here. That was Evan Wingrove that had his eyes on the quarterback the entire time there, and Payne was fortunate that one didn't get picked off. And it looks like the Tigers are going to opt to punt the football away and let their defense go out and try to get a stop.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think we failed to mention up to this point, but Heritage has so many football players on their roster that it stretches about 4 pages when you include the coaches and everything. So they got a lot of depth on this football team. But we're getting ready for the Tigers to punt the football away, and the kick is on the way off the foot of Tommy Bethel, and that is going to be fielded at around the 12, and that was fielded by the quarterback, Caden Swope.
Bethel's had 2 really good punts tonight, so it's nice to have him back out there. Commodity, one of those guys, and that's something you can keep an eye on later, Matt. But we know he can throw the ball, catch it, he can run it, he can kick it. So that's a utility player by definition there in Mr. Bethel.
Yeah, he had an injury right at the end of the baseball season this year, and so he hasn't seen any action as he was getting close at the beginning of the season. But obviously they're going to protect their players and make sure they've had enough time to recover and be prepared to get out there and play. But he's out there tonight and contributing right away, which is not a surprise to anybody. Shotgun formation, 1st down and 10. Here's the snap from the 14 as Heritage starts out deep in their own territory. Quarterback runs it and picks up about 2 or 3 yards.
Swope keeps there, sets up a 2nd down and 7 yards.
So we have 6:15 left, 3rd quarter, all tied up at 7 apiece. Heritage would score on their opening drive of this 2nd half. It was a big play, 53-yard run by Julian Sexton that would help them knot up the score. The PAT was good. So Swope will line them up again in that shotgun formation, 2 wide on each side of the formation, working from right to left. This is 2nd down and 7 from the 17-yard line. Heritage still in their own territory. They're going to give it to Sexton. He's brought down immediately. Great stop by the Darlington Tigers.
Guess who? This freshman is something else. Tommy Eighth has got a quarterback for this defense for the next 4 years with Mr. Lowenberg. He has played a great ball game here. Just a nose for the football. That was a loss of 2 and sets up a 3rd and 9. Similar situation to the last drive. And when Heritage has dropped back to pass, Matt, they've been finding their successes in the middle of the field. So we'll see if the Tigers can adjust and get off the field. This would be a huge stop.
Shotgun formation, 1 wide receiver on the far side. Everybody else is in pretty tight here. As Swope gets ready to take the snap, one man back in the backfield, that's McCrary. He gives him a nice block to give him some room to pass. The ball is in the air, interception! Talon Shirey comes down with the football. That'll be a turnover, and the Tigers are going to have excellent field position.
We've got a flag. I'd be shocked if this wasn't on Heritage. He came back, and Shirey had a clear path to the ball. I'd be absolutely shocked if this is not on Heritage, and Darlington will, of course, decline and accept the turnover.
We'll wait for the official call, and we're about to get it here in just a couple of moments, but the Tigers are lining up with the football, so it appears that you are correct, and that's what has happened.
Yeah, Shirey that was his ball to go get, and it was the Heritage player that went up and interfered, if anyone did. But a great play by Shirey there. Great pressure on the quarterback on 3rd and 9. They dialed up a blitz, made him uncomfortable. He threw a lame duck, and the Tigers made him pay. So Jack Payne and the Darlington offense will take over at the 38-yard line.
Shotgun formation, Floyd in the backfield with Payne. They're going to give it to Floyd. He finds some room, runs to the near side, picks up about 5 yards there on 1st down. That was a good play.
Yeah, nice pickup there. And Floyd just shows he is shifty and one of those guys that can just be explosive out of the backfield.
So that brings up 2nd down and 6 here for the Tigers as they've got the ball now at the 33-yard line in Heritage territory after that interception. This is going to be a pistol formation with 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. As we get ready for Payne to take the snap, and behind him is Floyd. Here's the snap. He's going to give it to Floyd. He tries to bounce off the left now, cuts inside. He's inside the 30, stays up, cuts back up, and gets to around the 22-yard line. A good pickup and another Parker and Lundy 1st down.
That's right, Matt. And on that one, he hit the PlayStation. That's what we call the L1 juke button there at the end. He made a couple of guys miss with that sidestep. It didn't look like he had anything, and he ended up picking up about 12 yards.
So they're going to line up in the same formation, it looks like, in the pistol with 4 wide receivers. As Floyd remains in the backfield here with Mr. Payne. And Payne set to take the snap. He's got it. He's going to give it off to Floyd. Runs up the middle. He's at the 10-5. Gone. Touchdown, Darlington Tigers. 22-yard run for Mr. Demarion Floyd. And the Darlington Tigers have regained the lead, Ian.
Absolutely, Matt. And I tell you what, they had some trouble inside the red zone. So what's the solution to that? Just score from outside the red zone, because this is their 2nd touchdown, both of them from outside of 20 yards. Mr. Floyd has had a big impact on this game so far. Great touchdown run there. It was all Floyd on that drive, and the Tigers are back up 13-7 with the PAT pending.
So we'll have Rylan Scott on to attempt the point after. This will make the score 14-7 if he can punch it through, and he's been money for the last few games. We have a flag that comes in, so it looks like we're going to have a penalty.
Probably some, yeah, illegal substitution on the defense. I don't know if the Tigers have the option to tack that on for the kickoff or if they have to take it on the PAT. Let's see if they move the ball. So, legal substitution, they'll decline that. And there are some minor differences in the way these penalties work from the high school, college to NFL game, and I try to keep up.
We get ready for the snap. And there it is, the hold from Payne. The kick is good, and the Tigers are on top 14-7, Ian.
All right, Matt, it's been an action-packed 3rd quarter after a half with virtually no scoring. The 3rd quarter has been a barn burner with Heritage scoring from 51 yards out. Darlington got the ball back, couldn't score on their first opportunity, but got a stop on defense. And on the 2nd drive of this half, the Tigers hit pay dirt on a Demarion Floyd touchdown run.
Absolutely they do. After the interception from Shirey, set them up with good field position. And this has been an excellent 2nd half. And as you mentioned, I know this is one of those terms that people use a lot, probably gets used too much, but it certainly has been a tale of 2 halves so far.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, you know, when you looked at the stats, it was shocking that it was 7-0 at halftime because both offenses had some success. They just couldn't punch it in. But they're finding pay dirt now. I'm sure the Darlington defense would like to stop that trend when it comes to their opponent's success so far in this quarter. They did it last time by turning them over. They have put them in 3rd and long. If they can continue to do that, they're going to have some success.
Indeed, and we certainly will have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. Alan Cordero set to kick it off here for the Darlington Tigers. And right now, I think you have to say that Mr. Floyd, Demarion Floyd, is certainly one of our front runners tonight, Ian.
Yeah, he's in the mix without a doubt about it. Had a 42-yard run in the first half and now a 22-yard touchdown run. So
there's the kick, and it's going to be brought out. And it's going to be brought out by McCrary, and that one looked like it might have sailed out of bounds had he let it go.
It might have, but he tried to catch it and then bobbled it, so the ball will be placed where he fumbled it out of bounds, which looks like the 21-yard line.
So Heritage trying to answer the bell here, now down by the Darlington Tigers, who just scored on a 22-yard run from Demarion Floyd. And I tell you what, I've been so impressed with that young man here so far throughout this season.
Yeah, he's not a big kid. He's just a heck of an athlete, and he's got some, real good start and stop speed. And again, like I mentioned on that run before his touchdown run, he can make guys miss and make them look silly doing it.
He's a really good basketball player, too. You'll have to make sure to come out and watch him play when that season rolls around. Shotgun formation here for Swope as he gets ready to take the snap. He's going to hand it off. And not a lot of room there for Mr. McCrary, but he is carrying 2 or 3 Tigers with him, though. And let's see where they stop his forward motion. I'm not sure where they're going to spot it. I think he picked up maybe 3 yards.
He got 5 yards on that, Matt. And you're seeing a completely different approach from this Darlington defense. They are crashing down on the quarterback and the running back to try to stop this RPO offense from succeeding. That time they got home. McCreary just wasn't taking no for an answer, got 5 yards.
So that's going to set up 2nd and 4 here for the Generals. Shotgun formation, trips to the far side, one on the near as we get ready for Swope to take the snap. He's got it in his hands, going to fake it, and he is going to keep it, runs up the middle of the field. Big hole opens up. He's at midfield, 45-40, 35-30 before Talon Shirey catches up with him and hauls him out of bounds. But that's been a problem here for Darlington. It's given up the big play. They had one that they gave up against Heard County last week, and in this game they've given up a couple already.
They changed their strategy here a little bit, Matt, in that they were waiting to see where the ball was going and then attacking. This time they're really trying to get home, and they over-pursued that time, and Swope was able to take advantage of it as he pulled the ball late and almost took that one to the house. A touchdown-saving tackle from Talon Shirey. And we'll see if the defense can find a way to get off the field, but the Generals are cooking at this point.
2:41 left, third quarter, 14-7 Darlington lead, but you got the Generals on the move, working right to left. Shotgun formation for 1st down and 10. They're going to hand it off. He cuts back to the inside, and he is going to be brought down, it looks like, in the red zone at about the 19. That was McCrary again.
Yeah, and that time the handoff was leading him out to the right side of the field. 2 Tigers were ready to take him down, and McCreary's just doing an excellent job of making something out of nothing on this drive, making the most of his carries. And this is a deep Generals offense, man. They've got a stable of backs. They're big up front. This is a different team than we saw last year.
It truly is. 2nd down and 3 here from the 20-yard line. Shotgun formation, trips to the right and one on the near side. McCrary in the backfield with his quarterback Swope. They're going back to McCrary. A lot of traffic, and he is going to pull a Tiger with him and maybe picked up about 2 yards.
Yeah, but again, it looked like he was stopped dead in his tracks, might lose a yard, and he's able to fight forward and pick up positive yardage. It's going to be 3rd and 1. The ball just outside of the 21-yard line. Right at the 22, actually.
1:32 remaining in the third quarter. Darlington 14, Heritage 7. But Heritage now with a red zone opportunity here. They're going to send 2 wide to the near, a couple on the far side. Swope's got him in a gun. McCrary still in the backfield with him. He's certainly been the bell cow on this drive. There's the snap. They're going to fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to keep it. A flag comes in, so perhaps this is in the area of a hold.
Could be.
We'll see.
We'll see. It's in the middle of the field, so every now and then you'll see a defensive holding. But here's the call. Holding on the offense. That is a huge penalty. Negates a 1st down, backs them up 10 yards, puts them in 3rd and long, and gets them off schedule. So that is a big flag to hit the turf, and it could stall out what has been a really good Generals drive.
So the Generals back to the drawing board here with 1:07 remaining in our third quarter, trailing the Tigers by 7, but that could be one of those drive killers right there. If you're the Darlington Tigers, you certainly hope that's the case, but here come the Generals back to the line of scrimmage now with that 3rd down and 10 play forthcoming. Shotgun formation, McCrary in the backfield with quarterback Swope, 3 wide on the near side and 1 on the far side, working from right to left, and we're going to have a timeout called. So we're going to do the same thing here. Again, Darlington 14, Heritage 7. We got a big 3rd down and 10 coming up with 53.2 seconds left in the third quarter when we come back in 30 seconds. 53.2 ticks left on the clock here at Chris Hunter Stadium. Remaining in our third quarter, Darlington up 14-7, but you have the football right now on the 27-yard line of Darlington territory. Heritage with the ball with a 3rd down and 10. So this is a big play in terms of this football game.
No doubt, and depending on what they do here, it could be 4-down territory, although they have a kicker with a heck of a leg.
Oh, yes, they do. Shotgun formation for Swope. McCrary in the backfield with him. There's the snap. He's going to roll out to his right, looking to throw. Ball's in the air. Incomplete pass. Good coverage there by Eli Thompson.
Yeah, great defense there. They got into Swope's face, forced him to deliver that ball under duress, and then good coverage downfield by the Tigers defense. That makes this decision a little bit harder. I think if they picked up 4 or 5 yards there, they may have gone for it, but it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. It would be about a 43-yard attempt if they kicked it, but they're going to go for it on 4th and 10. Huge down.
Caden Swope, quarterback, set to take the snap. He's got 4 wide here for this 4th down and 10, going for it, and he is ready to roll. Here comes the snap. He's dropping back in the pocket, looking to throw, puts it up the middle of the field. That's incomplete. And that sails wide from the wide receiver's reach. And you're right, Ian. I mean, I watched some film on this team earlier in the week. They love to throw it up the middle of the field. That's where their bread and butter is in the passing game.
It was open.
Yeah,
and Swope was not under pressure. That was just a bad pass by the Generals quarterback there. He had his guy running free. Would have been a 1st down, maybe more. So just a missed opportunity there, and that's to the benefit of our Darlington Tigers. So they take over on their own 26-yard line here with a chance to make this a 2-score game.
Tigers are going to line up. Quarterback is going to be Jack Payne here for this drive, trying to lead his team to victory for the 3rd week in a row. Here's the snap from the shotgun. He's rolling to the near side, going to put it in the air, and he connects with his man. That's going to be Eli Thompson, I do believe. Yes?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That'll be well, let's see where they mark it.
That'll be short of the 1st down.
It'll be short by about a yard.
But still, 9-yard pickup on 1st down. Payne's so accurate on the roll, and he's been accurate all night. He doesn't have a ton of yards as Heritage has really played too deep all night. Oh, they are going to move the chains. Okay, so that's a Parker and Lundy 1st down. After all, we thought he was just short.
So they're going to line up with 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Payne has got 1 man back in the backfield, Caleb Thompson, and a flag comes in.
Yeah, Colin Swearingen jumped off sides. No relation to Al, my favorite character on Deadwood, but
I can't relate to the reference. I've never watched any Deadwood before.
Fantastic. It's not PG, but it's fantastic.
That's going to bring up 1st and 5 here for the Tigers as time winds down here for our 3rd quarter of the football game. And we've got 18 seconds left on the play clock. Jack Payne takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Caleb Thompson, who's hit immediately, stays up, breaks 2 tackles. He's across the 50 and all the way down to the 40-yard line before they can bring him to the turf.
Well,
what a play.
Yeah, talk about making something out of nothing, and what a way to end the 3rd quarter, as that is the last play of this quarter, and the Darlington Tigers will start the 4th with the ball in Heritage territory after a fantastic run from Caleb Thompson.
Tigers on top 14-7 as we get ready for the final 12 minutes from Chris Hunter Stadium. We'll send it back to the studio for a 1-minute break. We'll be back. Just about set to start the final 12 minutes here to play from Chris Hunter Stadium. We're at the Lakeside tonight watching the Tigers host the Generals here on Jerry Sharp Field. Right now the Tigers on top 14-7 with 1st and 10 coming up after the big play from Caleb Thompson just before time, or as time expired in our third quarter. There's the snap. We've swapped sides of the fields. Tigers working right to left, get it out to Shirey on a quick pass, and he picks up maybe a yard or maybe 2 there. We'll see where the spot was, but
going to give him 4, man.
4, wow. Don't want to sell the young man short. He earned the heck out of it.
He took a pretty hard hit there, but he popped up and looks like he's good to go.
4 wide set. Payne with Floyd in the backfield, takes the snaps, going to give it off to Floyd, who's got some room and green grass. He's at the 10-5. Gone. Touchdown, Darlington Tigers. That was a 35-yard touchdown run. And I'm telling you, man, the young man must have heard about that Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game.
I think he likes cupcakes.
He's had touchdowns now of the 22 and 35-yard variety on consecutive drives here for the Darlington Tigers.
Runs of what? 42 in the first half, 22 and 35. So far, he is racking up the explosive plays, and the Tigers have taken the top off this one by far. Not over by far, but still, this is a good position that they're in, as they're going to put Heritage in a position where they're going to have to throw the football, which is not their bread and butter.
Definitely not, as we've seen here tonight. We've got Ryland Scott on, who is going to attempt the extra point. If he can tack this on, it's going to be a 21-7 football game with 11:24 remaining here in the game. So here comes the snap from Mason Kinsey. There's the kick. It is on the way, and it is through the uprights and good. 21-7. Tigers on top.
Absolutely. An explosion of points after a first half that only had 1 score. We've seen 3 in the second half, and 2 of those belong to Demarion Floyd, who's having himself a ball game tonight. Well over 100 yards, making guys miss, and the Tigers are finding a way to get it done once again.
And remember, we talked about how last week you had 5 or 6 guys that were not in the lineup that were regular contributors to the team. Demarion Floyd being one of them, back this week and contributing in a big way. He's got 2 touchdowns on the night, and certainly I think we could say at this point is the front runner for our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game.
Has to be.
He has to be. So
still time for some of these other guys to step up and steal it from him. But great team effort from the Tigers tonight, period, though. Everybody has contributed, and that's pretty much the trademark of a Tommy Atha coach team. These guys get out there, they fight for each other, they fight for their brothers, and it's been an impressive effort tonight.
It really has. Ball is teed up now, and they will kick it away. To handle the kickoff this time, it's going to be Hendricks Jones here for the Tigers. Going to have 1 man back deep here for the Generals, and we get ready for the kick. Trying to catch that young man's number. That's going to be number 12 who's going to bring it out, Cheatwood, and he is going to field it just inside the 10, and he's got a head full of steam, brings it all the way to almost the 30-yard line. So that's a pretty good return there for Heritage.
Yeah, and it really ends up with the same end game as their other strategy of kicking it high. They're going to start right around that 30-yard line. So good coverage there by the Darlington special teams. And Heritage has got their back against the wall. They've got to go get points here. The clock has just melted away in this game because both teams are really leaning on their running games. So I'd say 2, maybe 3 possessions max left in this game for these teams in this ball game.
Shotgun formation for Caden Swope, quarterback here for the Heritage Generals. They work from left to right here in your fourth quarter of play. There's the snap. Swope is going to get out of the pocket looking for somebody to throw to, and he's going to throw a screen to number 7, Trevelyan, but that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, this is not what they do. The passes, those RPOs, the passes is not their strength. They like to utilize the middle of the field. Swope has not been very accurate when he has rolled out. That time he had some pressure in his face, and he couldn't complete the pass to Bryce Trevelyan.
So the Generals go back to the drawing board here for 2nd and 10 with the ball still remaining at their own 30-yard line and 11:08, and they're taking some time coming back to the line of scrimmage.
And the clock stopped. I think they shouldn't get away from the running game, personally. They still have time to execute their offense. They're just going to need their defense to get a stop.
3 wide set here for Swope. He's going to hand the football off. He gives it back to Sexton, who's had a big game, but this time the Tigers are going to pummel him, got pushing and shoving. That's going to be a personal foul. I think this is going to be against Heritage.
Yeah.
A little bit of a frustration foul there. We'll see.
I mean, the Tigers were excited for making a big play, but didn't do anything off color. So I'm watching the replay here.
A little conference between the officials here as well. And they will discuss it, talk it over, and hand us the decision here in a second. Personal foul. It's going to be against Heritage as we suspected.
And that really puts them behind the 8 ball. That's good. That's a dead ball foul after a loss of a yard on a running play. So that ball is going to move back 15 yards, set them up with 3rd and 26. And the clock should start on the official's whistle.
Glad you're with us tonight. It looks like we will get started on time tonight with the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show. And at 11 o'clock, immediately following that, we're going to move over to the Braves game. They're playing San Francisco and just getting started pretty soon with that one. I'm going to check up on that here in a few minutes. Shotgun formation here for 3rd down and a mile to go here for the Generals after that penalty. They're going to throw towards the left side and connects with the wide receiver. Gets a big chunk of yards there to help them set this up. Tyler Cheatwood was the receiver who makes a sliding catch.
And it's decision time. I mean, that's still going to be 4th and about 13 yards. Do you really want to take this chance and give Darlington great field position if you don't pick this up? You got to punt the football here.
Yeah.
I mean, they've still got timeouts, 10 minutes. You got to hope that your defense can get a stop and get you back in the game. But the Tigers with a great effort there and a little frustration on the part of the Generals there has Darlington in a position to put this game away with another score.
Indeed, and you're going to see Chipper Grayson on the punt here for Heritage, a man back deep at around the 37-yard line on the opposite side of the field is Talon Shirey. It's headed right towards him, and he will signal and make the fair catch. And so Tigers are going to have the ball on their own 43. So, again, great field position for Darlington.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And you've got to think if they can get another score here, there will not be enough time for Heritage to make a comeback in this ball game.
So they will start at the 43-yard line again. Darlington on their side of the field, up 21-7. A couple of touchdown runs for Demarion Floyd here in this second half for the Tigers. 22 yards on his first one that put him up 14-7. And then on this last drive, he capped off a drive with a 35-yard touchdown run to put his team up 21-7.
And Matt, where Patrick Shelley is coming out for his second opportunity, his second possession at quarterback here.
So Shelley with a man in the backfield. That's Caleb Thompson. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Tigers working right to left. They go to Caleb Thompson up the middle of the field for about 4 or 5 yards. Go with a run play there, which I would suspect we're going to see a heavy dose of the run here on this drive as the Tigers try to take as much of this clock on this drive as they possibly can.
And what looked like a good gain, the near side official here ruled him down because his knee went down as he stretched out there, so only a 2.5-yard gain.
Shotgun formation back to Thompson. This time he's going to be dropped in the backfield, so if he got anything, it wasn't much, maybe a loss.
The Tigers trying to ground it out, run the clock, possess the ball, and ice this game. But the Generals have something to say about that, and they've made 2 really good stops, putting them in 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 11 for the Tigers, 2 wide on each side of the formation. Caleb Thompson in the backfield with his quarterback, who's Patrick Shelley on this drive. There's the snap. Shelley's second drive of the game. He eludes a couple of defenders, and that's what makes this young man so dangerous. Runs out of bounds after getting the first down.
Yeah.
What a powerful run that was.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic. You know, both Jack Payne and Patrick Shelley bring a lot to the table. Shelley's elusiveness there, I mean, there was nothing downfield. The pressure was on, and he just made 3 guys look silly. And then another 2 look bad down the field as he picks up a huge first down. The clock is running, and the Tigers are in business.
So Shelley lines him up with 4 wide receivers. Demarion Floyd in the backfield. They go to him. He finds a seam up the middle, stays up, carries a couple of guys, and picks up about 5 yards and was maybe a step or 2 away from breaking another big play.
Yeah, this guy has got the big play, wow factor potential.
If you're on defense, you hold your breath with every step that young man takes.
Gatlin Hancock has come up a little bit gimpy here, and he's going to have to take a seat, and they're going to have to come out and take a look at him. Hopefully he's okay.
We're going to take a quick timeout. 21-7, Darlington on top, 8:17 left to go in the football game. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Folks, we're back here from inside Chris Hunter Stadium. Jerry Sharp Field is the place to be tonight. The Tigers on top 21-7. We have 8:17 remaining as we get ready for the Tigers to come back out of the timeout.
I tell you what, Matt, you know, we're following the ball up here a lot, and we talk about these skill players. At the beginning of the game, you talked about the effort at the line of scrimmage by the Tigers last week. They're doing it again tonight. Big Truett Hayworth, Gus Gamage, Gatlin Hancock, they are moving people up front.
That has certainly been one of the hallmarks of this team all year. There's the snap. Shelley's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to dump it off to Caleb Thompson, and he gets a pretty nice gain there on that second down play. He's a little short, I think, of the first down, but we'll see.
I don't know. I think he got it.
You think he got it?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to tell. I'm screened a little bit here on this near side, but they are moving the chains.
Yeah. And when they move the chains, that's time for us to talk about our good friends at Parker and Lundy, because they sponsor those first downs, and we appreciate it. So a Parker and Lundy first down for the Darlington Tigers.
Indeed. So the Tigers back to the line of scrimmage with 1st and 10. Now they got the ball on the 33-yard line on Heritage side of the field. Patrick Shelley in at quarterback with Floyd right behind him as the running back. Working from right to left up 21-7. They're going to hand it off to Floyd. He is going to find some room up the middle and maybe get about 6 yards.
Shake and bake. That's what I think when that kid gets the ball, man. He is going to make some guys miss. He's done it all night. What a game he has had, and the Tigers are doing exactly what they want to do right now. They're picking up yards in bunches on the ground, and that clock is just melting away.
And you're right. We can't say enough good things about the big guys up front. There's the snap. They're going back. Uh-oh, ball's on the turf. Look, who's going to get it? It's going to be Heritage.
Oh, and that's exactly what you don't want to happen. It looked like this thing was going to be over in a matter of minutes. The Tigers looked like they were on their way to put up another touchdown and put this game away, and the ball hits the turf. Second turnover of the game for the Tigers, And that gives the Generals new life here with 6:51 to go in the fourth quarter.
Generals are going to have the ball on their own 20-yard line after the fumble. It was picked up by Paxton McCrary. We certainly have mentioned that young man's name a lot tonight. And now you'll see the Heritage offense trot back out onto the field. And with a little bit of life here late in this football game, 6:51, so the defense, again, is going to be asked to do a lot here late in this football game here for the Tigers. Of course, they've risen to the occasion pretty much all season long. Here's the snap. Dropping back to pass is going to be Swope. Hits him in the middle of the field. Tyler Cheatwood, ball's loose, picked up by Cordero. Cordero on the run. He's going to bring it inside the 20, so 2 turnovers in 2 plays.
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they gave it away and took it right back. So the turnover battle has been evened in quick fashion. Cordero able to advance that ball and essentially give the Tigers the ball where they lost it.
Indeed, they did. So the Tigers are going to have the football.
What a punch there, dude. I just got the privilege of seeing the replay. And look, Caleb Thompson, he came in and slapped that ball away. That was spectacular. What defense by the Tigers.
Patrick Shelley back out as quarterback here. 1st and 10, ball on the 19. So Darlington starts off in the red zone. They're going to have 4 wide receivers. There's a snap. They're going to hand it off to Caleb Thompson, and the hole's going to be plugged pretty quickly, and he is going to be stopped. Looks like no gain.
But the clock is running.
Yes.
And that's your objective at this point, especially after you turned it over. You know, you just want to possess the ball and get this thing to the locker room, get that W. Bremen looms next week, right? No,
Kings Ridge.
Yeah, Kings Ridge, then Bremen, right?
Bremen,
yeah.
And then region play will start after Bremen. We'll be heading to Mount Perrin Christian, so a tough battle to start region play here in a few weeks. Cordero is out there with quarterback Patrick Shelley, going to send a couple of receivers to the near side, and we're going to have a timeout, it looks like.
And oh, wow, yeah, and Heritage has to burn it, so they're down to 1.
Let's take one as well. 21-7, Darlington on top with the football in the red zone. We'll be back after these messages. 30-second break. We've got just under 6 minutes to play in this football game. Darlington up 21-7 and possess the football with 2nd down and 11 to go, but the ball is at the 20-yard line right there at the red zone here for the Tigers, looking to try to ice this football game, and as you mentioned, try to take as much clock as they can in the process of doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. A 2-score lead is comfortable, but it's not too comfortable, so they'd love to put this one in the end zone, and that would indefinitely put the ball game away. But if nothing else, you want to run the clock. You want to force Heritage to take their timeouts. And right now, the Tigers have everything in front of them.
Young man that's been injured is out on the field. He's a wide receiver. Braden Bell is split far to the right side. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off, and a nice spin move by Caleb Thompson, but good defense there by the Heritage Generals to shut it down at the line of scrimmage.
Indeed, and the clock will run, but Darlington's going to be in a 3rd and long situation here, and we'll see if they decide to take a risk and pass. They can run about 30 more seconds off the clock before they snap the ball. Don't know if you'd want to risk a field goal attempt here either, just because of the possibility of it getting blocked, so perhaps this is 2-down territory.
Patrick Shelley will get ready to line them up. Caleb Thompson in the backfield. A couple wide receivers off to the right side, a couple of the near side. The ones over on the near side, Talon Shirey, and you also have Tommy Bethel on the right side. You've got Eli Thompson and Braden Bell. Caleb Thompson in the backfield with Shelley. There's the snap. He fakes, going to throw it, and Shirey's going to catch it up the middle of the field. He's diving towards the end zone. He's going to be stopped short, I believe, but they're going to have it right there on the doorstep after that grab.
Yeah, nice little fake right coming back to the other side to Talon Shirey on the quick hitter, and Shirey makes the moves, has blockers out in front. Looked like he was going to get that one to the end zone, but he's pulled down just shy. That'll set up 1st and goal at the 1.
And another Parker and Lundy first down.
Indeed it is.
There's the snap to give to Caleb Thompson, and he falls right into the end zone. Touchdown Darlington Tigers as he ends up on his backside. The score moves to 27-7 in favor of your Darlington Tigers.
Yeah, big touchdown there, and Matt, that should do it. This game was neck and neck, and Darlington just seized every opportunity they could from midway through the 3rd quarter on, and has run away with this thing with 4:40 left on the clock.
Indeed they have. So a touchdown there for Caleb Thompson, and
let's not forget, Caleb Thompson was the one who forced the fumble because Darlington had turned that ball over.
And here comes the kick from Ryland Scott, trying to punch it through to make it a 28-7 football game, and it is through, ladies and gentlemen. And just like that, Darlington's up 28-7.
Yeah, there was a bad exchange on Darlington's last drive between Patrick Shelley and Demarion Floyd. Looked like there was new life for the Generals, but on the very next play, you had Caden Swope drop back and pass to Tyler Cheatwood. Cheatwood had the ball, but Caleb Thompson came in and punched the ball out. Cordero was able to scoop that fumble up, and a few plays later, Darlington punches it into the end zone and puts this game away. They're up 28-7 and in control.
And you got to remember the play that set it up, that pass play to Talon Shirey that got them on the doorstep. And again, Caleb Thompson is able to punch it through and get the score. So Darlington well in control of this football game with 4:40 left to go. I know crazier things have happened in a football game, but you certainly like the position the Tigers are in right now.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Heritage not being that great at passing the ball downfield. Everything that they've had success with tonight has been over the middle and underneath. So just don't think this team is set up to really make a comeback like that. But nothing is beyond the realm of possibility.
That
right,
is
Matt?
true. We could give you some cliches and things of that nature, but
in the
you
multiverse,
get the gist.
there's a team now.
Here comes the kick from Jones, Hendricks Jones on the way, and that's going to drop and roll back to about the 2. Will be fielded and brought out by Tyler Cheatwood. He's going to try to cut off to the left side, and he is going to be brought down inside the 10.
Excellent coverage there by the Darlington Tigers.
Well, this is turning into another great night for the Darlington Tigers. We do have a flag.
And this could be some more frustration from the Heritage team. I mean, man, they were neck and neck in this game, and things just got away from them really quick. That's frustrating. They played well tonight, but the Tigers have seized every opportunity. Oh, it's on Darlington.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Waiting for the official call here.
Dead ball foul, personal foul. Not sure if there was some chatter or if there was a late hit. It was away from the ball. And so that brings the ball out to about the 23-yard line instead of starting at their own 7 or 8.
So we've got 4:31 left to go in the game. Darlington 28, Heritage 7. As we're in the final 4.5 minutes of the game. There's a snap here to the quarterback, Swope, and it's going to be an incomplete pass, it looks like. Yep. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Generals.
And again, this is not what they do. They don't have the setup to run this kind of offense, so they're forced out of their comfort zone.
So the Generals back to the line of scrimmage in a real tough spot here. 2nd down and 10, trailing by 3 touchdowns. And here comes the snap to Swope. He's going to drop back, throw the ball. It is batted down. That was DJ Johnson, got a paw up and knocked it to the turf.
Yeah, and Eli Thompson almost got himself an interception on that tip ball. So if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. Johnson did a great job there of reading the quarterback's eyes and making a play.
3rd and 10 here for the Generals. Ball remains at the 23-yard line. Generals on their side of the field. Tigers looking to try to wrap this thing up here soon and come away with their 3rd victory in a row. That would put their record at 3-1 for the season. Not a bad start to the year.
Absolutely not.
Shotgun formation, 3rd and 10. Quarterback is going to put it in the air. Pretty good ball, and it's actually going to be thrown out of bounds. Incomplete.
Coach
Set
caught
up
it.
4th down. Did he?
Yeah.
Nice grab, Coach.
It was complete to the coach. And, yeah, it looks like Heritage is waving the white flag. They're going to come out and punt this ball away. Or are they?
I don't know. Looks like they may.
Oh, no. Yeah,
There he
Swope's
is.
coming back out on the field. Sorry, it looked like they were sending out the punt team. Oh, they are.
They are.
Okay.
Chipper Grayson's out there and looks like they may punt it away. One man back here for the Darlington Tigers, standing at the 45-yard line in Tiger territory. And here comes the kick. It's going to be a spiraling kick, it looks like, that drops at the 50 and bounces all the way back to the 35-yard line. That's where they'll knock it down, and that's where the Tigers are going to start out with the lead. And only 4 minutes to go. They're up 28-7, Ian.
They are indeed, and a couple of first downs, and this thing should be put to bed. And we're getting to see some Tigers that don't ordinarily see the field get an opportunity here, at least on offense.
So the Tigers get ready to line up. You're going to have Bowden Owens on for this package. You'll also have Jack Cowan, who's going to line up split wide right here for the Tigers. Also in is going to be Gray Fricks. He's going to be here to the near side. Timmy Smith is in the slot on the near side. And let's see. Eli Thompson's going to be on the slot on the far side. In the backfield, Bowden Owens. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to him here. Here comes the snap. Jack Payne is back out at quarterback. He'll take it and hand it off. They go to Bowden Owens. He cuts back to the near side of the field and picks up about 4 yards. He helped them ice the game last week. So
yeah, big, powerful back guy who's going to get you some extra yards there between the tackles. And he picks up 3 or 4 there on first down.
Been a great game here tonight for both teams for the bulk of the game, but the Darlington Tigers are really pulled away here in this second half.
Some great adjustments on defense. I feel like they went to the locker room, got some things fixed as far as how to get off the field, and the defense took advantage of that. Offense has been able to turn that into points. 2nd
and 6, they go back to Owens. He gets the first down. He stays up across the 50 and gets it down to around the 40-yard line before they give him the push out of bounds. And we've seen Bowden Owens on a couple of plays. Not surprised by that one bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just so many contributors out there for this Tiger team, and they've turned to Owens to finish this game at running back. So not surprised to see him be successful.
And they will line up in a shotgun with a couple of wide on each side of the formation. Owens remains in the backfield here for 1st and 10. Ball on the 40 on the Heritage side of the field. And you're going to see a pass that is thrown here to the near side of Timmy Smith. He hauls it in, but not much of a gain there, maybe a yard or 2. Yeah, 3 yards actually.
I still think Payne's only had 1 incompletion this whole game.
Really?
Yeah. Not a ton of yards, but he has been accurate with the ball.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 here for the Tigers. 2:49 remaining in the contest, so it's just a matter of time here in this game. Pistol formation this time. Payne will keep Bowden Owens in the backfield right there behind him. And you got a 4-wide set. Looks off the sidelines, taking it all the way down on the play clock to 5 seconds. Gives it off to Owens, bounces out to the right, and he is going to be met by about 4 guys before they get him down. Didn't get a lot there and took a couple of punishing hits in the process.
Getting to see some other Tigers see the field here. Gray Fricks, you got Jack Cowan out there. Nice to see these guys get some reps late in the game. Timmy Smith.
I just got the turn out the lights, the party's over text from Steve Conrad, who was
All
the
right.
voice of the Tigers for a number of years, and I think he's spot on with that call.
If Steve says it, then it must be so. So it's always nice to know that Steve is with us, even from afar.
That is correct. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get him up here one day here pretty soon. We're going to have a timeout called here on the Tigers side of the field. So we're going to do the same thing. 1:41 remaining in the contest. Darlington 28, Heritage 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, we're down to the last 1 minute and 41 seconds of this contest, but Darlington in full control, up 28-7 here, playing at home for the second week in a row before we hit the road to Kings Ridge coming up next week. And then we'll remain on the road for Bremen the following week, and then start region play at Mount Perrin Christian the week after that. So 3 road trips coming up in consecutive weeks. That's going to be...
I'll do some research on where we're having dinner, all right?
All right. We're going to have some fun, man.
We'll figure this out.
So
Dave's buying.
There you go. He's nodding yes, so I have a taker there. Three wide receivers on the near side. They're going to hand it off to Owens, and he is able to get a little bit in traffic there. He picked up about 2 or 3 yards, bringing up 4th down for the Tigers, but we are to the 1:30 mark here with the clock rolling. So
4th and 5. This is a perfect place for the quarterback punt. It's one of my favorites, man. Can't help it.
Jack Payne at quarterback here on this drive. We've seen Patrick Shelley on a couple of drives tonight. Good to see that young man back out on the football field. Certainly one of the best athletes on the team, so you want him involved for sure.
No doubt.
Jack Payne has done a fantastic job as quarterback for the first 4 games of the season. Shotgun formation, Payne takes the snap. It was a little bit high, gives it off to Owens, gets tripped up, came close to a 1st down.
He got it.
He got it.
Yeah, he got the 1st down, and Darlington should be able to line up in every coach's favorite formation.
That's right.
The victory formation.
As long as you're the team that's in it, right?
But, let's at least finish with one more Parker and Lundy 1st down before this thing's over.
I was waiting on it.
Yeah.
And you came through. So the Tigers get lined up with 38 seconds left to go. There's 27 seconds on the play clock. Tigers obviously taking their time right here and getting ready to celebrate a 3rd victory in a row. Now to the 22-second mark. Watching that play clock, it's down to 8. And Jack Payne will take the snap and a knee, and they'll take it to the house with a victory tonight. 28-7, your Darlington Tigers are victorious tonight. Make it 3 in a row. Tigers are now 3-1 to start the year.
Absolutely, and building momentum as they head into a 3-game road trip. So soak it up, Darlington fans, or get ready to fill your gas tanks and get on the road these next 3 weeks and support your Tigers, because this is a good football team.
This is a great football team, a lot of fun to watch. They have a nice amount of depth, and I think that's one of the things that I didn't realize fully coming into the season that I've been pleasantly surprised with. As last week we were talking about the 4 or 5 guys that are key guys that you get contributions from not playing in the game. They beat Hurt County 20-7. You have a couple of guys that went down with injuries last week that obviously weren't available here to play tonight, even though they were on the sidelines. And so even with the injuries, the Tigers have got a lot of playmakers, guys they can get the football to, a lot of different things that they can do. So, again, just a great team effort and a great win here at home tonight.
I mean, the season is still young, Matt, and we know that they can lean on different guys when they need to. They can win in different ways. Tonight, this Heritage defense, they watched the tape last week. They saw that this Darlington offense torched Herd County over the top. They played 2 deep all night long. They weren't going to let the long ball beat them. So what did Darlington do? They chipped away and they leaned on their running game. And it's great to see a team that can count on different players and find different ways to move the ball and get in the end zone. The defense adjusted at halftime and played an excellent second half. You take away that one long run, and it's a shutout.
And, you know, one of the luxuries that Darlington has that a lot of teams really wish they have is they've got two guys with different skill sets that can play that quarterback position. That adds even more dynamic to the offense. So, again, just a lot of things that they can do. And then you got to talk about how salty that defense is. Their defense has been incredible over the course of the season so far. Obviously gave up 14 points in that first game. That was a little bit of a different situation for a variety of reasons that first week. Came up big in the game against St. Francis, nearly shut out Heard County last week, and this week only gives up 7 points to a very good Heritage football team from Ringgold. So they're playing great on both sides of the ball. Special teams have been very solid for this football team. So we're going to have a lot of fun over the course of this season.
Yes, we are. I mean, this looks like a team that wants to go win a region championship, if you ask me.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. Still got a couple more games till we get to those games. And in some ways we're chomping at the bit, but looking forward to everything in between. Tigers win it tonight, 28-7 over Heritage in a hard-fought game throughout. We're going to send it back to the studio for a couple of minutes. We're going to come back, award the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game, and get you set for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show on WLAQ. We'll be back.
Tigers, just a lot of players that we could call out tonight for their performances. It was a great team win. Offensive line played lights out today, but we can only pick one to get the coveted Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game.
Yeah, and if you're watching the video, you just saw one of his big runs talking about number 4, a man that was not in the lineup last week, got him back this week. Demarion Floyd had a big game, and listen to this stat line tonight for this young man.
11 carries, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, made the most of his touches for sure.
And his first touchdown was 22 yards, and then he had a 35-yard run for a touchdown. And so he's one of those guys that, again, we said this before, but if you're on defense, you're holding your breath every time that young man touches the ball because he's always a step away from breaking the big one, and he did it a lot tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, the Tigers come out tonight. This Heritage defense was focused on taking away the big play in the passing game. So they kept everything in front of them, but the quarterbacks, Jack Payne went 10 of 12 for 72 yards. Pat Shelley, he was 5 of 6, had a touchdown to our boy Talon Shirey, who's gotten into the end zone the last 2 weeks. But it was the running game. Caleb Thompson ran 18 times for 94 yards, but Demarion Floyd was the playmaker. I mean, he busted it open with 2 big runs that separated the Tigers in this game, and he is the man. He deserves the prize.
He does deserve the prize, so enjoy your gift certificate from Honeymoon Bakery. I will deliver it personally to Coach Atha for you coming up on Thursday when we do our pregame interview for next week's game, and he will make sure that gets in your hands, and we certainly appreciate that, and we appreciate Honeymoon Bakery for making it possible. I know that the players get really excited about that every year. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy doing it too. Yeah. So anyway, well, that's pretty much going to put a wrap on it. Definitely want to send a shout out to the whole Darlington team. Great team effort. Got to talk about the big guys up front, man, because the offensive and defensive lines have been lights out all season long, and certainly today was no exception. We were just talking to Stacy Norton just a few moments ago, and he was talking about everybody up top of the press box oohing and on at some of the big blocks from Big Truett Hayworth in the game today, and certainly could go down the line with those guys and what they contribute to the team. It all starts there. It starts up front.
It does, and they had a great effort tonight. Great team win. No better way to start a road trip than riding a 3-game winning streak.
That's right. Yeah. 3-1, the Darlington Tigers. They win tonight, 28-7 over Heritage, a very good football team, and another quality win over a quality opponent here as we get ready to go to Kings Ridge Christian. Coming up next Friday, you can tune in to the broadcast on the radio at 7 o'clock for the pregame. 7:30, Toe will meet Leather there from Alpharetta, Georgia. You can also watch the video live stream provided by Dave Corbin and Joey and the whole crew there. They do an excellent job. We got Dave in the booth sitting right next to us tonight. So always good to get his feedback and reaction at some of the ridiculous stuff we say from time to time.
Absolutely, and it flies out of our mouth quite often. So it's going to be nice to have our band of brothers on the road wherever they stick us, in the press box, on top, in the stands, who knows. But we'll do it together, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, we had fun here tonight. Hope you had fun watching or listening. And with that, we're going to sign it off. And again, it's fun to say it, 28-7, Darlington Tigers win. Nothing like a Tiger on a Friday night. We're going to send it back to the studio for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. Lenny B. and Randy Davis. Take it away, fellas.